Hopefully that does something there. Okay, it says...
Oh, did you go full screen again? I can't see the
I
game
will.
again.
Just give me a second. It's still set on private, which is no good. Can't have a stream if it's not live. Like, it can be live, but if it's private, nobody can see it.
Right.
Oh, YouTube, why do you hide the visibility of your videos behind all these crazy options? Okay, so now we should be live, and I'm going to actually make this full screen so I can see what I'm playing. Hopefully, this is all good, because streaming is a nightmare for me. It is a complete mystery. I don't know what I'm doing.
Doing it through YouTube also is not like the easiest thing in the world.
No, no, it is not.
More steps.
So, am I coming through live? That would probably be a good thing to check. You know what? Yeah. Let me just go ahead and double check my own stream and open it. See if I have a stream coming up. I see people talking in the chat, so it must be live. Just give me a second here. All right.
Hola, wonderful people.
Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and make it full screen. Okay, so that should be good. Hopefully.
Oh no, someone says in chat we're not live. Shut it down.
We're not live. Shut it down. Wouldn't that be crazy if like you were doing a stream and it was private, and like that's like a creepypasta. If you were getting people in the chat, it's like, yeah, one day I did a live stream and I didn't notice it was set to private, and all these people showed up, and I don't know who they were, and they
no one listened to this idea. This is our idea. We're gonna make to the front page of Reddit with this idea.
Don't steal this. I'm copywriting this immediately after the stream. So how you doing, Magical? Can I call you that? Is that the
Yeah, Magical is great. Yeah. I want you to call me by my full name, Magical Reginald John LaPaul III.
All right, yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, not the name I would have gone with, but whatever.
How dare you insult my family name?
So, who are you, and why am I talking to you? What do you do?
I don't know. You
what
just
is it you
showed up in my Discord server, and you're like, hey, you want to watch some old anime together? I don't know, is this one anime, like, on Laserdisc you say you're talking about? I don't know. Dude, I run, like, a cheese Discord.
Jesus.
And you just showed up. And I don't know what you want from me. You want to play some video games?
Yeah, Magical runs a magical girl, Yuri, and
he just disregards my
Shoujo.
joke.
Shoujo channel. One of the very few channels that does that. I'm trying to shill for you, okay? Trying to tell people about your channel.
You don't have to shill for me. Kenny is the nicest guy ever. He tries to shill when I don't.
See, this is one. All right, before I start this is from like a genre of games called runners, and they're not really known.
It's like Pepsi Man.
Yeah, Pepsi Man is a runner. I guess Muscle March on the Wii gained some notoriety as a funny, wacky Japanese game a while back. I don't know if you've played that. And then there's this, and the object is just walking and running.
Crisis a little.
What was that?
Kind of reminds me of Incredible Crisis a little, like the art
yeah,
style,
that
like
did come out in America, and I would imagine it's very expensive now.
Also, thank you, Caesario Japan, for the $20 super chat.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start this.
Oh, by the way, my channel is Magical Boy-chan, or just Magical. My Magical Boy-chan's like my second channel.
Just front load that plug.
I'll post the link if you want it, but you don't have to tell you that. That's fine. It's a small little channel. But I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Oh, okay. Woo. If one of the characters gets stuck behind an object, it's a game over. But there's infinite lives in this game, so game overs are like kind of pointless. You reach checkpoints.
Are you controlling both characters right now?
Triangle is you switch their location, and that helps you dodge certain things. And the other two buttons are just jumping.
Who made this?
I don't know and don't really care, but
you don't. The History Man channel doesn't care about who made the game. I'll find out who made the game.
It's a cool game. What do I need to like? Can't people enjoy things anymore? Do we really need like a breakdown of like the history of
yes.
Oh no?
Yes, we need a breakdown of everything.
Here's It was actually created by Miyamoto, and so you made it under a pseudonym. He wanted to, this was his true vision for Jumpman, and it was too radical. People didn't want it.
Someone in chat knows? TBS made it. Really?
The TV channel?
I guess so. Well, I think they have their hands dipped in a lot of things.
Well, yeah, didn't they, are they the owners of the Laughing Salesman anime or not? I know I remember hearing about TBS in relation to the Laughing Salesman, but I could be wrong. I mean,
maybe.
Getting old, I don't remember things anymore like I used to.
They're one of those people that just own everything, like Toei Animation and Sanrio.
Those names are forbidden. You're not allowed to name.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get your channel.
We'll summon them.
Toei Animation.
Alright, hold on.
What game is this? It's a game called Oh No on the PS1.
It is the best game. If you have not played this, I would not be surprised if like a week later, all of a sudden, like Oni plays, it's like, hey, we're the first persons, that knew about Oh No. There's a crazy, wacky Japanese game. Nobody has done a stream on this. Isn't that crazy, guys?
I'm going to send them an email right after this, and so they'll play it.
I'm sure if they knew about this, they would play it. I mean, it's fun. It's got good style to it. Crazy humor.
It's really unique.
Yeah. Remember unique video games? Remember that?
I mean, it's mostly in like the indie game scene where there's unique games.
Right, but like, what is an indie game? Like, the definitions of these things all change too. Indie game now means like, oh, it's a 2D platformer where they use pixels that don't actually have pixel art. It's just, what do they call them? Mixels? Is that what they call those?
There's all kinds of different art styles with that, but yeah, I mean, indie games back in the day used to mean like, oh, it's made by like 1, 2, 3 people. But now I see like indie games and there's like entire studios behind them. And, back in the day, that would have just been called like, a small studio, but now it's like an indie dev studio. But
what the hell is going on?
I think people get bogged down too much with definitions and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just a buzzword, is what that is.
Voxels, that's one thing. Yeah.
So this is like the Parappa part of the game, I guess. It's not nearly as involved as Parappa the Rappa would be. It's just button mashing is what it is, but luckily, I can do that. I don't know if you kids press like buttons anymore. Do people press buttons? Isn't it all like clicking on mouses and stuff?
No, Grandpa Kenny. No one presses buttons.
We used to press buttons, and it was the best.
Hey, we played Parappa the Rappa for hours. We liked it.
Well, that's part of why I like the GameCube so much, because like the tactile response of that big green A button and the little red B button, it's like perfect.
The what controller? Sorry,
the GameCube controller.
Oh yeah.
Like that big old, green button is it's just fun to press.
It is, yeah. You know what has great buttons too? The Dreamcast controller.
Really? I always didn't like the Dreamcast controller's buttons, specifically the D-pad, which I guess is technically a part of the controller.
I bought a used Dreamcast in like 2010, and I went on Amazon to buy like a controller for it. I thought I was buying a used controller. I got a brand new in the box, never touched, like it was just sitting in the warehouse Dreamcast controller, and it was the nicest controller I ever got.
Yeah, that's barely ever happened to me. The only time that's happened to me like recently is if you look up Big Ol' Bass on PS1 on eBay.
I'm gonna look up Big Ol' Bass.
There's Big Ol' Bass, then Big Ol' Bass 2, and then Big Ol' Bass 2 Fisherman's Challenge or something like that. And one of them is a completely different game. And I ordered one, and I got like the more expensive one where you fish for dinosaurs. So that was kind of neat.
Kenny, what's the biggest old bass you ever caught?
It was this big. You can't see it, but
big?
In your mind's eye, imagine it's huge. So, what are they saying in the chat? Because I can't actually read it right now while on full screen.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring you guys. I value you guys as anime-consuming weirdos as I am.
He loves it. He loves your chat. But, yeah, Kenny and Kenny's evil clone. Yeah, basically.
Why are you evil just because you're on my stream? Do
no,
I have,
they're right.
Do I have
Whoever
a reputation
had that...
for this?
No, I do. I have an absolute... Oh, I should probably tweet this out, too. So my viewers know about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot. No one knows I'm here.
I would have redirected to your channel, but we were talking about this like off stream. But did you guys know that there's like a YouTube stream rating feature now? Like you can just redirect a stream once it's ended to another stream. So like I was like, hey, Magical, I should send you all of these people, all these very handsome people that watch my YouTube videos.
And cute.
And I can't, because the way that it works is both channels have to greenlist each other. So both parties have to know that the stream rate is going to happen, which completely ruins the spontaneity of it. And in addition to that, you have to make your subscriptions public. So, like, it's a completely useless feature.
That's what I love about Twitch. You can just, if you want to raid a channel that's just a 24/7 shrimp tank channel, you can do that. And you just do that. You can send 5,000 people to go watch some shrimp in a fish tank.
Oh, did you see that guy on the right? He's got the pointy kaiji nose. That's the foreigner.
Oh.
That's how you know he's not from here. He's got the pointy nose. It's educational.
Wait, is that why he
you need to
has
know
the
about the
pointy
Japanese
nose?
stereotypes in your PS1 games.
Wait, is that a stereotype? I didn't know that.
What, pointy noses on foreigners? How many Yuri anime have you watched? You've never seen a blonde guy with a pointy nose in an anime before.
I've seen pointy noses. Is that one guy from Phoenix Wright that has a very pointy nose?
But yeah, that's like a well-known American stereotype in Japan.
I didn't know that.
Timing was wrong.
Radio Demon God King asks, does anyone know about the Oyayubi Hime Monogatari Thumbelina, a magical story? I think I've heard of that. Do you know anything about that, Kenny?
A Thumbelina anime? No, I've never seen. I've seen the Swan Lake anime. I've seen Pinocchio, all of these World Masterpiece Theater things, and all these adaptations of like classic literature. But no, I've never not seen a Thumbelina anime. Never even read the book. Maybe it's not from a book.
It sounds badass, if you ask me.
I fully expect this game to be like $500 after I do this.
Oh, you own a physical copy, do you?
No, I didn't buy this.
No, you do.
If I were smart,
you do.
If I were smart, I would have bought every single copy of this game and used my YouTube know-how to do whatever. I think was it Metal Jesus?
Inflate it,
is that
pump
the,
it.
Is that the channel? He's like, this is a hidden gem. You know, dive alert on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. It's a 10 out of 10, and then you drive the price of the game up to like $1,000. I'm sure there's channels that do that stuff.
Yeah, it's mostly like there are some good videos actually on the pumping of old of video games. Like, you know, you've seen like those games like this is a sealed copy of Zelda just sold for $50,000. And I forget who did the video. Someone did a video recently really going into detail about how it's this whole big scam and there's a lot of like embezzling going on. It's crazy.
Yeah,
anyone know that in chat?
We're running on like fantasy economy right now. I don't know if you know that. Nothing is worth what it's worth. Everything is speculation right now because no one has any money.
I guess, yeah. At my Discord, then I'm here. You might want to put my name in like the stream title.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you
want me to tell everybody about your channel? No, that would take away from.
No, I'm just saying because people are very confused.
Of my
They're
title.
concerned. All I'm saying, Kenny, is people are concerned. I like have you hostage and am forcing you to play this game.
I don't even exist. You guys haven't seen my face. I could be one of those deep fakes. You don't know. I could be. You seen that AI that they got on Google where it's like hiring an attorney now?
No, what's
no,
that?
you're not keeping an eye on this Google AI where like one of the developers of it was like, yeah, this is now not a bot anymore. I'm pretty sure it gained sentience. We're like nearing the singularity, and you don't know about this?
No, I don't care about the singularity. The only singularity I care about is the singularity of this stream. I tried to go somewhere clever with that. I can't do it.
We can do something fun. If everybody in chat just spams the word anime over and over again for like 30 seconds, what'll happen is YouTube will go, wow, look at all of this engagement. Everybody the chat is going wild. And then it'll get sent out to like 1,000 people. And you'll just artificially increase the engagement of the stream. I learned this from the Spiffing Brit, by the way. That guy is breaking
YouTube.
Supposedly, if everybody just says anime at the speed of light, and we get like so many messages in the chat, YouTube would be like, well, it's getting engagement. I guess they want to see, oh no, this guy's amazing, apparently. So, I don't know. I can't see the stream. If that's going on, it's lost on me.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening.
But that's something that could happen. I have other tips that I have learned from the dark arts of YouTube, of looking up how to make your streams bigger than they're supposed to be.
Known as the Spiffing Brit.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, someone mentioned
that guy loves breaking things. Speaking of which, subscribe to that guy's channel if you haven't.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
He makes good videos. They're consistent. That's another thing. He's not like me, making like a couple of videos a year.
Quality over quantity.
Well, I try to make good videos, okay? I mean, I'm not going to put out something that's absolute garbage. And if I do start putting out garbage videos, know that I probably went off the deep end.
Yeah, I don't mind putting out garbage videos.
And that's why people subscribe to you.
Yeah, sure.
You should. That's what it says in your About tab. I don't mind putting out garbage videos.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the trash man of anime YouTube. I put garbage all over YouTube.
Oh, you can't like feel this, but the controls just got all icy in this one area. That's kind of neat.
Oh, so it's like slipping around.
Yeah. But they don't put anything to dodge in that area. I hope that doesn't like come back later on, because that was really annoying. But I hit the checkpoint, so...
Nice. Chat, you can stop spamming anime now. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I have other techniques. I'll tell you the forbidden arts of becoming a YouTube streamer later on. If you want to know, you want to just completely bust this thing wide open.
Crack open.
Okay. Come on. Please work. Damn it. The timing on that is so hard. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy and be like, yeah, it's lagged. It lagged out, guys. I wasn't able to time it. It's modern gaming.
Old Kenny blaming the game again.
Yeah, I really should get like a retro tank. Get one of those for these streams. Then I would have zero excuses. Whoop.
What's a retro tank?
It's this thing that you plug anything you want into it, composite video, components, whatever, and it'll scale it up to 5K. So what you can do... Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Why?
Well, it's for streaming, so that way you can, like if I had a real
5K?
PlayStation... Yeah, 4K, 5K, whatever. It's a 5X scale.
But why? But you can only stream at like 1080p. Why would you?
I streamed at 4K once. I mean, it was a PS1 game, but
I'm pretty sure like YouTube crushes like the
it was crushed to hell, but I did do it just to see if I could. My point is that way I would be able to plug a real like console, like a real PlayStation, into this there's no way that's gonna work into like a tube TV, and then I could play it on the tube TV and it would be streamed in HD through my screen. And that's what some people are doing, but it's stupid expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. I think emulation is just
it's good enough.
Yeah,
it's good enough. Okay, come on.
Like if you don't tell anyone, no one.
Come on, no, come on. Damn it. For some reason, like, if the characters become out of sync, they don't jump at the same rates. And then if you have that line, since there's all these characters that are in one line, if they're not jumping at the exact same location, then one of them screws up.
Oh, and then it gets all out of sync.
Yep. Damn it. Whatever, I'm just gonna brute force my way through this. This is what you guys love. You love seeing people screw up at video games, right? That's what drives the clicks. That's what drives the likes, the engagement, the anger, and the pain.
The anger, yeah. Just get very angry.
Come on. What? I almost got over that. It's just 3 lines of characters for some reason.
Chat is cheering you on right now.
Cheering me on.
You can do it, Kenny. They believe in you.
So, you seen any good anime lately? Are you sick of it?
The only thing I watched recently was my rewatch of Nanoha. But besides that...
Come on! Jump! Ah, damn it.
I haven't really been... I don't know what I'm going to rewatch next or watch new.
I've never seen Nanoha. The series that popped in my head when you said that was Mahoromatic from Gainax. Because that had a ha in it.
Mahoromatic. That's the Maid anime, right?
Yeah, it was like the last fully 2D anime that they made, I think.
Yeah.
Because like right after that, they switched over to digital. So I think maybe like halfway through that series, they might have. Come on, they might.
It's a very good-looking anime. I've seen that. But I watched that podcast you were in with who were they?
Oh,
again?
the Weeb Crew.
The Weeb Crew.
Which
yeah,
is like the worst name. But
it's very bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
They're cool guys. That's a really good podcast.
I assume they came up with that name ironically, like Red Letter Media is doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Nerd Crew, yeah. But they mentioned, they were talking about Gainax, and they mentioned an anime called G3 Boo.
G3. Oh, right, because they were talking about like the last thing that they made before Trigger just like left the company or something. Like everybody that worked at Gainax switched over to Studio Trigger after that, right?
I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but it was kind of like the last anime they did really make fully, and it was bad.
What's it about?
Okay, so
like, is it at least good on a technical level? Like, is the story good?
It's good on a technical level. It's well animated. I'll give it that. It's mostly just like story, and I usually don't hark on story a lot because you can do story a lot of different ways and still be entertaining. So back in I want to say this anime came out in 2013 or so. I'm not exactly sure. Back then, something that got kind of popular was airsoft anime.
Really? That's a subgenre, huh?
There was a few. There wasn't many. There was another one called Sabagebu, and let me tell you, if you like Milky Homes, you will love Sabagebu. It is wacky, silly airsoft anime.
Got it.
But anyways,
yeah, Milky Homes is fantastic. If you have not seen Milky Homes, they solve all the mysteries.
There's no mystery.
So good.
The mystery is how do we eat. But anyways, G3 Boo, Gainax decided to throw their hat in the ring with that one. And it starts off okay. It starts off as kind of just like a slice of life. Cute girls doing airsoft anime.
Right.
But for some reason, Gainax, they can't help themselves. They can't just do, a straightforward anime. Because about partway through it, they get, really dramatic about it. Kind of dark and not in a good way. Because the entire time when they're being, really over dramatic. And not ironically, by the way. This is completely serious. They're being really dramatic about this airsoft, and you're just this is airsoft. This is dumb.
Have you done airsoft? Because stuff gets real.
Well, Sabagebu is your anime if you want that. I've done paintball before.
It's not what you think it is.
No, I know, not serious, military serious, dramatic serious. People are crying and getting PTSD, and it's just really dumb. There's a reason it was Gainax's last anime.
Is it good bad or bad? That's the question.
It's just not. It's not
Can you
fun
laugh at
bad.
It?
It's like I don't know. I can't really compare it to anything. It's kind of boring.
Well, those are the worst anime. I mean, if you can't even make fun of it, then yeah.
Someone's saying right now, a kidnapper, Kenny, is being held hostage. Please, I'm begging you, put my name in the title.
Why?
Someone in chat
your name isn't specific enough. Magical doesn't mean anything.
It's just say streaming with Magical. It doesn't matter.
Streaming with the boys. We're hanging out. You knew what you were getting into.
I'm literally describing airsoft, someone says. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. It's an interesting anime from like, you know.
Are you gonna do a video on Birdie Swing?
He asked me this before the stream, and he even
this is important. You guys need to be watching
days ago.
The potentially. I haven't seen this anime. Potentially Yuri Golf anime.
From what people tell me, there's quite a bit of subtext in it, so maybe I'll talk about it. Maybe. Someone says they love the thumbnail you made.
Yeah. It's this is not a healthy thing to be doing.
Wait, making thumbnails?
No, just doing the YouTube stream is complete waste of time. Complete escapism.
It's
fun. It's fun, but it's not healthy.
Time.
I have a serious problem. I'm addicted to video games and anime.
Hey, Junie.
Magical
is the greatest gentleman Yuri researcher. Oh, thank you, Junie. You're so sweet.
Man, the soundtrack to this game is actually pretty good.
Does Magical have a channel? Yes, I do, and I'm gonna link it in chat.
Yeah, please do. Just shill it as much as possible, but
because Kenny won't put my name in the title.
Because it would ruin the title.
I don't want to show myself.
You're gonna lower my click-through rates.
I need to prove that I'm not a kidnapper.
God, this is crazy. Look at this. Dodging lions and tigers over here.
It's a cool game. It's a really cool game. Here's my link in chat. Hopefully I don't get auto-banned.
What, for putting your stream, your channel in the stream? Why would you?
Putting a link. Sometimes channels have like auto-bans if you put a link in.
I know there was one channel, I don't remember who it was, but they had like member badges or like emotes, like, you know, basically like on Twitch.
Yeah, they have that on Twitch too, yeah.
And they were spamming emotes. And every single person that was part of that stream got automatically banned by the system. Like, this was like a year ago, right? Where they were still ironing this out.
Yeah.
It might have been, I don't know.
Like it was like
YouTube
doing
huge.
it. Because you can do it, like the streamer can do it where they can auto ban people if there are people spamming emotes. But you're saying this was YouTube that did it.
Right. It was just like an automatic thing. There was some kind of nonsense where it's like, there's too many people in the chat. We gotta ban them all. We've never seen this happen before. It's like a million people saying things every second.
Ban them all. Let God sort them out. Also, thank you, Feral Inferno, for the $2 super chat.
What did they say in the super chat? Can you read it for me?
I don't know if it was a super chat or if it was just a sub. I don't know how YouTube sub things work.
People aren't paying to sub, okay? If you're paying for this to subscribe to this, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I do these things occasionally, and there will be a playlist where you can look it up, but I wouldn't pay for this.
Shifting Flesh with $20. Thank you.
Get some actual burgers after this.
You should just make me your hype man for your stream. I could just handle your chat. I like talking to chat. Chat's my favorite part of streaming.
Well, that's, my favorite part of streaming, too. I mean, it's the interactivity of it. You get to touch base with these people who make these things that you love, and hopefully share the same interests, and you're not, like, talking to strangers, basically. I don't know about you, but I don't go into streams that I'm not subscribed to and ask, like, incredibly specific questions.
Hey, Kenny, let me see your feet. Can you give me your feet pics, Kenny? You ever get one of those?
No,
that's common
not
on Twitch. If I had $1 for every time someone asked me for feet pics, I'd have
I'm sure there's people that like pay their bills with like feet pics. Would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. This is a hard section.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may have introduced the idea of feet pics into your chat because now everyone wants to see your feet.
No, there's like one arm in one of my videos because I wanted to have like footage of me putting a tape into a VCR. I don't do that anymore. Complete waste of time. I was gonna do this thing for like a while where every single video would start with like me putting a tape into a VCR with like a very badly like permanent markered like label of the anime, and I just never did it because it was like it was always inconsistent. I would just have different lighting, and it was a hassle.
It is a hassle, isn't it?
All right, what are they saying in the chat now? You have to understand.
Well, people are still concerned that I have you hostage.
Always be talking. Never stop.
No,
always
no.
forever.
You can have downtime.
You know, these people own you.
No, they don't. You got that's Kenny doesn't stream often, so you
gotta dance. You gotta dance for the people.
There's always that fear when you start streaming that you always need to be constantly talking, but you need some downtime too. You need to.
No, you don't, because then all of a sudden it's not interactive and it's not entertaining. I don't know about you, but I don't watch TV when people aren't talking. Like you would turn on a movie.
Well, streaming's not TV. People don't watch.
Right, it's better. That's the point, right?
People don't watch 6-hour TV shows. Well, I mean, they kind of do, but
Well, unless there's a Columbo marathon, maybe.
Yes, chat is the boss. Someone says, yeah.
Now, if you guys really want to break the stream, if you really want to break the stream, okay, here's another tip.
Stop breaking this.
So YouTube recommends based on audience retention, right? How long people are watching the stream on average. However, normally that's just the first 30 seconds of you watching the stream. But if everybody watching the stream at the same time refreshes the stream, it counts as them like watching the video a second time, and then all of a sudden it like triples the audience retention rates, and it should start getting recommended to like way more people than it should. So on the count of 5, on the number 5, if everybody just refreshes the stream and re-enters it, that should technically send the video out to more people. So 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I said 4. I said 4 twice. Just testing you there. 5. Refresh the stream, and technically, now that everybody has rejoined the video, now it's like double the views. And now since everybody is all of a sudden like rewatching the first 30 seconds again, it counts as like double audience retention rate or something like that.
That made no sense, Kenny.
Videos get recommended based on the average amount of time people are watching them. So if you just refresh the stream, it's like, oh, people are watching an average, like higher amount now. These are all tips I got from the Spiffing Brit, by the way. If he's giving me false info to purposely like gaslight me into ruining my streams,
I think
kudos to him.
Because I think your viewer count's going down. No, we did it, chat. We did it. Just pretend we did it. Yeah, we did it, Kenny.
Yeah, the other tip that I found out from that video is if everybody that liked the video unlikes it and then re-likes it, apparently it's just like YouTube's like, oh, that's an incredible amount of engagement. You just got like 300 likes out of nowhere. So like that's another thing that you can do. YouTube is hard.
It is. It's very hard, and it's very, very long. Nathan Dowie asks, with a $5 donation, will we see mecha anime reviews in the future?
I just watched. I don't know if it's gonna be a future video. You know what? I can tell you guys. Nobody's gonna review snipe me on this, but I just watched all of Vifam again.
Look, he will steal from us. He steals everything.
Yeah, nobody's gonna do a review on Vifam, okay? I just watched all of Vifam again, and I'm in talks with another anime YouTube channel that talks about mecha to possibly do like a collab video. Ooh. But Vifam is not your regular typical mecha anime, so I don't know if they would be up for it, but I don't know. I just watched all of Vifam, and nobody has really reviewed it for some odd reason. It has like a sequel.
What's it about?
What's it about? It was the original idea for Gundam. So
really?
Tomino had an idea for Gundam where he was like, what if Gundam is just like 11 kids in outer space piloting mecha, and it's just
what's the name? How do you spell it?
Vifam. Rounds Varanian Vifam. And it's about a bunch of kids lost in space trying to find their parents, and it's like a kind of like a character study of a bunch of different characters thrown into a situation that they didn't want to be in, kind of like Gundam. But it's more realistic because you have all these kids from like 4-year-olds all the way up to like 15. And
okay.
Yeah, so it's just like them going from planet to planet trying to find their parents and stuff.
Is it as dark as Gundam gets, or is it more like
none of the kids die, if that's your question.
Okay.
Tomino only outlined the anime. It was his, it's his general idea.
Yeah, so that's why
but
no
he didn't
kids
write
die.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. So none of the kids die, okay? Just in case you don't want to watch an anime where like it's about children being sent to their mecha deaths. No, that doesn't happen. But what was I going to say? Everyone basically who isn't a kid dies, and you can see it coming from like a mile away, which is kind of funny going into
the Tomino touch.
Because you're like, they're not going to kill a bunch of kids for the anime.
Right. Well, Tomino would. If he was working on
but it wasn't written by him. It's just his outline. Like, it was his original rough draft for Gundam. And then later on, after Gundam was really popular, I think Viacom was maybe 83 or something like that.
Yeah,
they were like, Sunrise was like, well, we have this original idea for Gundam. Can we, like, revisit that? And Tomino was doing something else, or maybe it was beneath him or something. I don't know. Tomino's a
by
crazy
the way,
dude.
Sorry, chat. Spoilers for Viacom.
None of the kids die.
Everyone
but
the
spoiler.
kids die.
If you're watching it, going into an anime about kids piloting mecha, expecting them to die and wanting that from your series, I don't know what kind of horrible person you are, but you probably should not be going into a series expecting that.
People are saying in chat, yeah, watch Victory Gundam for that. That's the Tomino gore fest.
These shows are like 40 years old, by the way. What, like, nobody... Are you guys gonna care if I spoil Viacom, the general?
I care. Well, you have to say... Well, you can spoil it. You just have to say spoilers first. That's all you have to say.
Nobody dies. That's all you have to say. And you can like tell just from the intro that that's not gonna happen anyway. It's one of those shows where you could like basically everything's spoiled in the intro anyway. So from like the first episode, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I can see where this is going. Okay, gotta do whatever the hell is this going on. Could you imagine like trying to market this in America? Like how look at what is going on. There's like a hypnotic spinning like town square with kanji and hiragana going by, all these kana and stuff, and people in their underwear just dancing. Like, how would you market this in America?
Just show this. Think about this. That's all you can do.
Well, yeah, I would have bought this. If I had seen this in the commercial, I'd be like, say no more. Say no more. I will buy this game. But
you know what's funny? Because I mentioned this kind of looks like Incredible Crisis a little bit.
A little.
And I saw, when I was a kid, I always saw Incredible Crisis on the shelf for rentals. I never bought it because I thought the cover looked stupid, because it was just like a guy with like his head exploding. I thought, like, what is this? Some sort of like shooter game? I don't know. I didn't even like look at the back. If I knew what it was, I would have rented it.
Yeah, hindsight is a pain in the ass, isn't it? I could have bought, I'm no joke, I want to say like 20 copies of The Misadventures of Tron Bonne, like factory sealed at KB Toys for like, I want to say like 40 bucks. They were in a like discount bin. Nobody wanted them. Like, I have memories of all these games that are worth like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars now, just stockpiled in my memory vault, and I have to live with that every day.
I remember copies of like old Final Fantasy games being in like, you know, not necessarily bargain bins, but being like really, really cheap, like, you know, $5-10 bucks.
Well, as of like last year, you could still buy Final Fantasy IX on the original PlayStation
you could.
from Square Enix's store. I don't know if they stopped that or not.
Oh, we know what Thumbelina is now. It's a 26-episode anime from the early 90s. Isekai that got condensed into an 80-minute movie for the English release. Oh, that sounds interesting.
Interesting. So it's an isekai in the same way that like the Wizard of Oz is an isekai.
Exactly. The OG isekai.
That's such like a loose term for anime.
Like,
there's so many people who are like, yeah, anything that's based on like Dungeons and Dragons, that is an isekai now. I'm like, well, no.
You get teleported to a world.
Record of Lotus War is not an isekai. Hold on, I gotta open up a window. Give me a second here.
He's gotta let the bees out. He keeps bees in his room at all times. Don't tell anyone I'm telling you the secrets, but he has bees everywhere. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. That's why he doesn't do like any face cam or anything. He has bee stings all over his face. Don't say anything about that to him.
All right, I'm back. Opened up the window. I'm not gonna pass out.
Welcome back.
Oh, now we got 4 characters. This is gonna be interesting. I wonder if it just keeps scaling up. Like, how many characters could you possibly control?
I would assume, because you could play this multiplayer, right?
I don't think that there's multiplayer in this, but maybe I'm wrong.
This seems like the perfect multiplayer game. I would assume 4 people is in that. No, oh, no, it's 4. I thought that was next person.
Man, this is nuts. Like, this is what I like from video games, just playing something that you would never... You didn't know that you wanted this until you had it in your hands, and then you're like, oh yeah, oh no, that's a great game. Like, there's so many... Like, people talk about, like, hidden gems all the time, and there's so much stuff just from Japan alone that you don't know about.
And I think back in the day, people were a lot less willing to try weird stuff. You look at old reviews for games like this, and there are people a lot more critical about stuff like this. Like, oh, this game's weird and dumb, and it plays oddly.
I kind of see it. I mean, I lived through a lot of that stuff. Like, if you look back at, like, the commercials for Final Fantasy VII on the original PlayStation, like the original game, it's all cutscenes. There's, like, no gameplay. And that was just the mentality back then. You're like, you wanted to play something that was high-tech and cutting-edge, and anything that did not fit that mold, you almost felt like maybe you would be made fun of for playing it.
Well, specifically for Final Fantasy VII, that was like one of the first games that really did that whole cinematic appeal. Like, they made that appeal to that cinematic sense, because it had the biggest advertising budget for a game ever at that point. And people were like, wow, this looks like a movie. This is incredible.
I mean, I did see it in all the magazines, so I guess that does make sense. Ah, damn it. God, this is a crazy level. Look at this. Look at the fire going on. This person that's is...
Yeah, why are you causing so much mayhem? Like, look.
We're trying to run away from these guys. Everyone's trying to run you over. These people that are now controlling are perfectly within their right to be freaking out over this. Ah, damn.
Did you mess up?
Well, if any of the characters gets run over and dies, yeah, that's a game over.
Yeah.
It'll start me again from the checkpoint because I cleared that. But yeah, that's a game over state. You don't want to get flattened.
People are asking if you can play this with a DDR mat.
That would be nice, or like a fishing controller.
Yeah.
Why is it always fishing with me? I don't know. Did you guys ever see that guy who won like a Nintendo 64 Smash Brothers tournament, or like got really far in it with a Nintendo 64 fishing controller? Like, I love seeing stuff like that.
I think I thought you were gonna talk about how Hungry Box got a crab thrown at him.
No. I don't follow the melee scene. I mean, like, I could. But...
Someone just, like, he won a match and someone just threw, like, a live crab at him.
A live crab?
Yeah, there's a video of it. You can watch it. He gets really angry at it, too.
So what, like, did somebody go to a tournament and be like, I got this crab just in case. I don't know if I'm gonna need to use it, you guys, but, like, if we need a crab, I have it.
The lone crab man was never caught, so we'll never know this true story. But there's videos of it. He, like, Hungry Box picks up the crab and he's like, who threw this at me?
Yeah, I'd be pissed off if somebody threw a crab at my head. Was it alive? I would
laugh if someone... Because, like, think about it. You're at a game tournament. Where are they going to get a crab? They would have had to go and buy a crab before the tournament. They would have had to plot this. Like, yeah, I'm going to get a crab and throw it at this
there's no way it was alive then. It was probably just in somebody's freezer.
Maybe.
What happened to throwing tomatoes at
kind
people?
Of alive.
All the Looney Tunes I grew up with, like, lied to me.
You gotta get creative. You can, tomatoes are their old hat. You gotta.
That's food.
You gotta bump up your throwing game. You gotta be throwing, like, sea slugs at people now.
They eat those in Japan, you know.
Oh yeah, they eat them in Italy too. Escargot. Although that's, I think, French. There's scungili.
Those are snails. Sea slug is different from a snail, isn't it? I mean, they're both mollusks.
Close enough.
Come on.
Someone said something concerning.
Really? What?
Badra Bailey? Sorry, my eyesight's bad. Do you know the first Hana no Asuka Gumi isn't on your channel?
Yeah, I had to temporarily unlist that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it claimed?
No. However, there was a point where I was getting hit with a bunch of claims all at the same time, and it was painting a picture where if I had 3 live-action videos on my channel at the same time, if they had all been stricken at the exact same time, then my channel would have been shut down.
Right.
I can probably make that public again, actually.
No,
but yeah, the Chargeman Ken video, that's not part of the recommendations anymore. That's unlisted because apparently the company that made Chargeman Ken, they claim that they own that. So imagine
really
claiming ownership of that disaster.
You know, if you become rich and famous enough, just buy the rights to Chargeman Ken, and then you can have the power of Chargeman Ken.
Well, they still make.
So that's a guy with a towel on his penis.
Yeah, why not? That's why this didn't come out in America. It's too good. They self-censored, and it was still an issue.
It is, yep. And now they're wiping their face on the penis towel. That's
why
cool.
Not?
I mean, there's a penis underneath it, and assumedly assumedly this guy just went swimming, and there are now, there's now penis water on the penis, and it's soaking through the towel, which is now on these children's faces. Are these children? What are these creatures?
I don't know. They're like, there's something weird.
Let's never speak of this again. Kenny's chat, don't tell anyone about this, please.
Okay. Game over already, and there's a hole in the ground. Okay, that's a new one. These are like brand new obstacles now. I like it when games keep throwing new things at you here.
Yeah, that's always
like it's
nice.
mixing things up, which is good. All right, getting a little bit further every time, making progress.
What game is this? You don't need to know.
This is Oh No for the original PlayStation. A very aptly named video game.
Oh no, we decided to stream this for some reason.
Well, it's a fun game. I mean,
it is a fun game. I'm just joking. I'm happy.
Wish you were playing this. You would know how good Oh No is.
Mate, I've been streaming for years. This is the first time I've ever been in the passenger seat on a stream, and it is so nice. I just get to sit back.
That's
and
surprising
because
you stream like every single week, don't you?
I stream 3 days a week right now, and I've been very consistent for like the past 2 years, I think.
Well, for some reason, I don't see like anime YouTubers streaming that much. I know probably like Yuguk and the Anime Man, and I don't know what's his name. The other guy on the Trash Day, Joey. Is that his name?
I think so. Yeah, most of them.
They're all on Twitch, I think, or at least I would assume. But
probably, yeah.
Generally,
they're the kind of streamers that just like, I'll do a stream like maybe once a month or wherever I feel like it. They're not,
Well, that's what I'm doing.
They're not streamers.
You gotta make it special. You can't.
That's
you can't give people a stream every day. You guys are gonna get bored of me.
Well, I mean, if it's like your profession, that's the mark of a really good streamer. Someone that can stream like every day and still be entertaining.
Oh, you would burn your voice out.
Quite a few of those.
You physically can't do that.
Shout outs to Jabroni Mike on Twitch. I'm gonna shout him out. I'm gonna use my power being on your channel to shout out other people.
Yeah, go ahead. Abuse the system as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. People get angry at me if I did that. I don't like doing that. I don't like talking about like my stuff.
Well, here's the thing. If you make good videos, eventually people will find them. I mean, I believe very heavily that as long as you make something that you want to make and it's good, regardless if people are seeing it or not, eventually the system will start recommending you to the right people. Absolutely. Or, you languish in obscurity forever. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, right.
Someone says, apparently the last name of the family you primarily play as is pronounced Oh No. Just thought you'd find that interesting. Well, I did find that interesting.
What the hell? How come I couldn't go over that? Is that like a fake thing that you're normally supposed to jump over, but they made it unjump overable just to give you a dead end? That's a dick move. Like, why would they build, purpose dead ends into certain sections?
Make the game harder.
That's like that rubble in Dark Souls 2, where you couldn't get into one of the areas because there was like a knee-high bunch of rocks.
Oh, that's a constant in video games. Just like the box you can't climb over, and you have to do a unique puzzle.
Well, that's why you always have like a door or something. It has to be an interactable object or like a very specific item, so like people know that they can't go into an area.
I think every game should just have like the Breath of the Wild climbing system. I get so annoyed now. I think that game spoiled me. Anytime there's like an open world game and I don't have like an easy way to climb over something, I'm just annoyed by it.
Yeah, they really hit it out of the park with that one.
Yeah.
Do you think the new game is going to be good? Because they're taking like a distressingly long time to make that game.
I think it'll be good. I think people's expectations will be really high for it. I don't think it'll be... I don't think people will like salivate over it as much as they did the first one. Because
I don't
people
think
were
that's
going
true.
nuts over the first one.
I think it's going to be either like Cyberpunk levels of disappointing, or it's going to be Game of the Year.
No way.
It has to be one or the other. There's no middle ground. It's taking too long.
That's like Cyberpunk levels is like world ending. They would have to like Nintendo would have had to like fire everyone and then hire a bunch of people that never made games before, and there's no way.
Well, that's kind of what's happening, isn't it? I mean, because like Iwata died since the last game. Like that was the last game that he was involved with as far as I guess what was he was executive producer, and now it's Nintendo doing things basically on their own now, right?
Yeah, but Iwata wasn't like really involved with that game. I think he was just, you know, on the higher end kind of thing.
I mean, you know, when you look at Nintendo, it's like, what are they making that's new? You know, what do they do? That one steampunk game on 3DS where it was like Fire Emblem with like Abraham Lincoln.
Steam World Dig, I think. I think they
and
still
like,
put out lots of quality games.
They did Splatoon. I guess Splatoon is a game.
I mean, I get that there's like not a lot of like new like innovative stuff they're putting out, but I still think they're putting out like really high quality games, even if they're a little derivative a lot of the times.
Did you hear that they delayed the new Advance Wars because it has war in it, and they want to make it less about war? So it's not advanced, and there's no war in it.
They're not gonna take out the war. I think they just delayed it because they didn't want to.
Their reason was like, we gotta change the box art, I think is what they said, which you could fix like immediately.
Probably. I think that was just an excuse to like wait for things to die down a little bit, you know. It'll come out soon, I think.
Alright, a little bit further here. Man, these levels get a lot harder. This seems a lot harder than it is.
It is, yeah. You're spending a lot of time on this. It looks like you need to get a little bit more gamer.
Oh, what did I die on there? One of the characters must have gotten like caught up in between like the left and right area, because like you instantly die if one of your characters gets like stuck on an object. But it did get a little bit further, getting further every time, making progress, which is good. The worst is where you'll play a game and you just get progressively like more sluggish as you're playing.
Yeah, that happens a lot. You
like
get
that
in,
is
like,
the stream
the
killer.
negative groove.
Yeah, you're like, why am I doing worse? And then you spiral into not being able to play things properly.
People are bringing up an interesting subject in chat. Well, not really bringing it up, but they're mentioning some things that makes me want to bring up something. Unique. Not unique, but I don't know what I'm saying. Someone mentioned Urusei Yatsura. Someone mentioned the new Bastard anime. They're bringing back a lot of old anime. Did you see? They're making that new Urusei Yatsura anime. They're making a new Bastard anime. They're making something else. There was something else that they're bringing back. Chat, does anyone know? There's a bunch of new stuff.
Well, they brought back, or at least they did a sequel to Inuyasha. I mean, that's something.
That's true. They did Inuyasha.
A lot of Rumiko Takahashi stuff.
Yeah. There's a new Trigun remake coming out.
Yeah, but it's being done by the Beastars people, isn't it? And that's like a 3D anime, so...
People love Beastars. I don't know. It might be good.
It might be good.
Spriggan was the other one I was thinking of. Spriggan. Have you seen the Spriggan movie?
Have I seen the Spriggan movie? I own it on Laserdisc.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they're making a new one, I guess.
I don't know. Are they running out of ideas for anime? Have we?
No. Well, isekai is. I was gonna say no, but then I remembered. Oh yeah, 90% of anime is like isekai. So Mononoke. There's a new.
Oh yeah, there's a
Mononoke
Mononoke movie I think coming out. Isn't that what it is?
I don't know.
That's part of like my favorite genre of anime is just traveling salesmen like solving mysteries and like that's the genre.
Specific genre?
Yeah, like Kino's Journey is just a person on a motorcycle going to different towns and meeting
Not
people.
necessarily a
Laughing
a
Salesman
merchant,
is just
traveling
an evil
anime.
salesman meeting people, you know, every episode.
Okay.
Mononoke is spooky ghost stories. Episodic little stories is what I like.
I get
Galaxy
you.
Express
Yeah,
39, you know, any of that stuff.
Spice and Wolf, someone said in chat.
Spice and Wolf, like I like half of it, and the other half I hate because it becomes like it's like an economy simulator at some point. They're talking about it's like, well, here's how you make a good deal at the market on
People
apples.
love that though.
Let's talk about this for 10 episodes, and then it just kind of ends.
I've never seen Spice and Wolf because I had a friend that was obsessed with it, and it kind of just like turned me off of it a little bit. I feel kind of bad because like I hate
if
when
you
that
watch
happens.
both seasons, I would give that like a solid like 7 out of 10. But
yeah.
It feels incomplete because it just kind of ends. Oh, that hole on the left, that got me again. All right, so I need to maintain to the right after I get through the middle area. This is a lot of memorization is what this is. Yeah, but I like aspects of Spice and Wolf. It's very pretty and the story is good.
More
but,
of a wolf
it does get
man
bogged down
myself.
by like a lot of like buying and selling talk. So what, you never watched Spice and Wolf?
No, I mean, man, there's so many anime in the world. It's crazy.
For like the longest time, people were like, we need a season 3 of it, and I guess they're doing that now?
I guess so, yeah. It's one of those anime that never really goes away. Someone just said, yeah, they continued the story in a creepy VR game.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's
exactly.
creepy.
It was the same voice actors too, from what I heard. I haven't seen it, but I would assume that isn't translated in English.
I think it might be on Steam.
If it really is, I gotta look into that. How creepy is it?
What's creepy about it? Is it just like a romantically creepy? Is that what we're talking about?
Come on, no. Damn it.
Damn.
It's not an easy game. If I fail too many more times at this, I'm gonna have to switch it up to some Kusoge.
Oh, it sounds good.
Speaking of which, how'd you find out about that one survival horror game that you want to recommend me?
I check on, well, don't tell anyone, chat. I check on romhacking.net a lot, like every month to look for translations of weird games. And that was just one that popped up.
So that was recently.
I keep my finger on the pulse of that stuff, yeah.
Well, you gotta. You know, you never know some Sega Saturn game that came out like 35 years ago all of a sudden is available in English for the first time.
Yeah, like I was following, what was it? Oh, Sakura Wars. That was a big one. That was like one of the first, what do you call them? Like tactical, like 3D. It was like one of the first 3D tactical RPGs on the Saturn. Like Fire Emblem was. And it was a really cool game.
This is getting way too hard to dodge. Why are they running right at me? See, here's the problem, is these guys with the surfboards, they have like a bigger hitbox. And you can't avoid them.
Complaining about the hitbox.
No, that's how it works. It's like the surfers are the hardest part of this level. And they show you one like at the midway point to just get you into the idea of don't let these guys anywhere near you. And then they throw like 5 of them at you, so you can't beat the level. I respect that.
It's the Dark Souls of runner games.
Well, all these runner games are difficult like this in, you know, the same sort of way, I would say. See, look, there's that first surfboard guy. You can avoid him. Okay, come on. No. Oh, my God. I'm not... Cannot believe I can't beat this one level. I hope this doesn't end the run, because I have no idea how long this game is. I would assume it's not too long, considering how, like,
40 hours.
It is. Yes, 40 hours. This is actually like a randomly
JRPG.
generated game. It's personalized.
Oh, is it randomly generated?
Wouldn't that be great if this was randomly generated? It was like a roguelike.
That would be pretty cool.
No, that's not how it works. I wish that was how it works. Okay.
People are calling this weeb hell.
Whoa.
But these are just normal-looking people. What are you talking about, weebs? These are perfectly fine, healthy-looking individuals. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I keep losing on that left path for some reason. I don't know if the timing is weird. I'm gonna try going through the right. At least they give you like more than one way to get through a level. There's so many games that are like, no, sorry, this is the way you gotta play it, and if you can't go through it this way, you lose. Like, at least it gives you a little bit of leeway. I like that.
At least it gives you some freedom.
Yeah. Right now, I am the best person on planet Earth at this game, by the way.
That's true. You're also the only person on planet Earth playing this game right now.
I get what I can get. What the hell? That one guy got hit. I want to see what's past this level.
Bitter Almonds in chat says Kenny needs to do a Raven Tengu Kabuto video. What is that?
I've never heard of Raven Tengu Kabuto, and I'm sorry to admit that, but I have not seen every anime. There's like thousands.
What? Phony?
You already said that earlier.
Kenny is a phony? He has not seen every bad anime?
What, is it bad?
You
See,
haven't
look,
seen
I
it.
got hit by the same like old lady on the right hand side. So maybe the trick is dodge that one person and then zigzag. I zigged when I should have zagged. That was the problem.
Should have zipped. You should have zooped.
So, what's your experience been like with YouTube lately? Growing that audience, you getting meeting the right people?
It's been really stagnant.
Has it really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to like grow when you make videos for such a niche audience, like Yuri and magical girl stuff.
Yeah, but you're like the only person talking about that stuff, so you got the market.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. There's no market because no one's talking about that stuff, which is fine. You know, I don't concern myself too much with that stuff.
What the hell was that? Did you see that?
That was beautiful.
There was a person that just like ran at me like one of those creepypasta ROM hack video games from the left.
The game is cheating.
Well, it corralled me into the right-hand side with all the surfer people. And then it was like, nope, sorry, you can't be in this area anymore. We're just gonna have a character run at you at full speed and automatically. Yeah, see, it was that character. You see that?
The game is using rubber banding physics.
This is the Mario Kart of runners.
What's the other dude's channel? Well, I'm glad you asked. That gives me a chance to post my link in chat
Nobody
again.
knows. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Well, you're gonna know now.
Okay. No. Okay. I just need to avoid this one character. There.
You can do it. There you go.
Did you see that?
There you go.
Holy crap.
He's throwing it, chat.
Please, no more of these characters. I'm just gonna hold to the right. My HP is running low. Holy crap.
No.
Holy crap.
No.
Burger.
Oh no, you need
please,
to
please.
go.
Checkpoint. Please,
Go!
please checkpoint. Please checkpoint. Yes! I got it.
Food. Nice. You did it.
All right,
finally.
I got to the checkpoint. Holy
You
crap.
got through the easy part. Now comes the hard part.
Did you see that dodge? That person just running straight at me with this force of like a hurricane.
Yeah. I forgot. For some reason I started watching the video on your stream and I just realized I'm on a delay. So you got that. So I would whatever.
That's fine. Nobody knows how to stream. It's a secret.
No, it's
behind
true.
all YouTubers. Nobody knows what they're doing. Oh, yeah. Well, this is a new area at least. I don't think anyone. Is there a full playthrough of Oh No on YouTube? I would be surprised.
I don't know. It's probably like World of Let's Plays, but it's like played every game.
I mean, like somebody recommended this to me, so like clearly there's some people who know about it. There's probably a playthrough.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, this is insane. Look at this. going uphill. Oh, oh. Okay.
This is not safe. Has anyone mentioned
speeding
that
up.
yet? This is not safe. Chat, don't try this at home, please.
All right. That was kind of hard. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here because there were people that were blocking the doors here. So I think I have to be on the right side, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Cool game, honestly. I'm surprised. Surprised nobody knows about this. I mean, the cool people know. I know about this.
Yeah, everyone. I know. You know. Everyone.
And now
chat
everybody
knows.
here
Everyone
knows
here's
about
cool.
it.
Yeah. Now they're all cool.
Oh my god. I am really
My
like
links
struggling
never
with that
work, huh?
area.
Oh, I
it
know why they
starts you
never
back
work.
here. There
Oops.
wasn't any checkpoints. That sucks.
Sorry, chat. I know why they don't work. Because I've been giving you the wrong link.
You've been redirecting people to like Rick
I
rolls.
think I've been using the link that I use to go to my channel, and it's just been. It's
just link them
not
to
working.
a video. I mean, that's the easiest thing. If they're on a video, then they
I'll
know
link them to my
where they
worst
are.
video.
Wow. Okay, that's I want to see like where this is going, because you just know like the last area has to be absolutely ridiculous. Like this was back in the day where they made just games as hard as they possibly could so you get your money's worth. You know, when things were worth buying. Remember that?
I think things are still worth buying. I
Some
don't know.
things, most aren't. Most games, like, have you seen like the Switch like online store? What they have for sale there?
Yeah, but the Switch Online store kind of sucks.
Okay, fine. What example you want me to use? Steam?
Yeah,
Like-
sure. It's good
Oh yeah,
stuff
there's
on
tons
Steam.
of great games on Steam, right?
It is, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got everything has its fair share of bad games. People
Sure,
like to fetishize like the 90s and the 80s and like the early 2000s for
absolutely,
video gaming.
yeah.
And the truth
Or
is,
anything,
like, there were
yeah.
good and bad games in every single decade.
Yeah, it's
so.
I find it with media, it's easier to remember the good than the bad. And people aren't gonna like put stuff on recommendation lists that are just like, you know, the stuff people hate. Excuse me, hated.
Whoa. Okay, cool. That actually worked.
Yeah, you can get Vampire Survivor for $3. You want to buy video game crack? Go buy Vampire Survivors.
I don't know what that is. Should I?
They have perfected, like, what's the funny chemical in your brain that makes you feel good?
What, dopamine? Serotonin?
Dopamine. They perfected
Melatonin?
video game dopamine. It's pretty much just a video game slot machine. It's incredible.
Well, that's what all those gacha
Don't buy
games
it.
work on, right? I mean, you're paying money for
This
like
game,
a chance.
Vampire Survivors, is so basic. It's like you look at it and it's like, this looks awful, and then you play it and you're like, oh, I get it.
Well, you know, a game
One
can
of
be
those games.
good if it's bad. I mean, I've
Sure,
I've
yeah. It's not
enjoyed
bad. No, it's a
horrible,
good
horrible
game.
Video games.
It's a good game.
Little bit further. I'm doing a tiny bit better every time. This is how games used to be. You would just practice over and over and over again until you were the best person on planet Earth at them. Like I remember back in the day,
Retro
like, my
Anime.
parents were like, we're not gonna get you new games until you beat the old ones. And eventually you would have a game like on Nintendo, like Tiger Hell-Eye, which has no end screen, so you can't show your parents that you beat it. It just loops, by the way, if you've never played Tiger Hell-Eye. So you would like be trying to beat this game, and you're like, I don't understand, I can't get to the end, but I can't get a new game unless I get to the end. So you just play hours and hours and hours of Tiger Hell-Eye, and then you would never get a new game.
So when's the Tiger Hell-Eye marathon?
I would never stream any of those Toa Plan like shmups. Those things are brutal.
I love shmups are fun. God, can't talk tonight.
Yeah, if I was
Shmups are
smart, I
fun
would
to
do
me.
like a retrospective on like the history of the Toho fandom, but I'm not
yeah.
into doing these like.
I was
incredibly
really
long
into
videos.
Toho back in the day. I love Toho.
Did you ever play the PC-98 ones?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're unique.
That's
they
the thing
don't
about
get
a
enough
game
credit,
where it's
I
like
think.
you have gameplay first. Like a lot of those games are timeless. I mean, nobody's gonna be playing Bullet Hell these days as like their first video game ever, but I can totally see that happening back in the day.
Oh yeah, and shmups just aren't as popular as they were, mostly because of like the death of arcades.
Oh yeah, I mean that's really the death of most Japanese games in general. Is the arcade side of Japan, especially like I would say the first half of the 90s, like every other game on the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo was like some sort of port.
Yeah, well, Sega had really big investments in the arcade because they had their own arcade cabinets. They had the the Sega Model 1, 2, and Naomi, I think were the boards they used.
Well, even before that, you had stuff like Virtua Racer, where they were using military technology to build these polygon-based racing games.
A big reason they also died. That's too bad.
I'm sorry, I was all bummed out because I missed that jump. What'd you say after I said Virtua Racer?
Well, I was just going to say a big reason that the arcades died out is because back in the day, the arcade cabinets were a lot more powerful than the consoles. But then the consoles caught up to the arcades, and there wasn't like a big reason to go to the arcades anymore when you have like a game system that can play those arcade quality games in your home.
Like, well, yeah, that's what like the Naomi was based off of. The Naomi and the Dreamcast. Like you have people doing like Naomi exclusive arcade game ports to the Dreamcast now because it's almost 100% exact same hardware. So you got like Neo Geo Battle Coliseum on Dreamcast all of a sudden.
Right, yeah. And a lot of game series really struggled to like find their footing on the home console market. Big one was fighting games. Fighting games, they had a rough time in like the early 2000s, and it took them a while to find their footing again on the home console market.
Well, you say that, but like, how many fighting games even come out these days? You've got like Guilty Gear Strive,
they had a great
Street
Fighter. They had a big renaissance.
I guess there's King of
Street
Fighters.
Fighter, Guilty Gear. Big one that's coming out in a few days is called DNF Duel. There's that Persona Fighter. Arc System Works and Capcom have just been like popping off over the past couple years.
Are you interested in Street Fighter 6 at all, or no?
I'm a little interested. I've never been big into Street Fighter. I've always wanted to get into it, but I just never really had the time because fighting games are an investment.
Yeah, boy, they sure are. I mean, like, I remember when I was big into Fatal Fury Mark the Wolves, I would only play like 2 characters. You would know the matchups, but like your character was your tool set. And if you were trying to memorize a completely different tool, you were kind of taking away from how good you were at your main character. It was just, it wasn't advantageous to be like kind of okay with every character in the game.
I kind of disagree a little bit because I think in order to be good with your character, you really have to understand the toolkit of other characters too, and I think that involves kind of playing the other characters a bit and learning how they move. And how their mechanics works. But yeah, you do definitely need to put more time into,
what the hell is going on here? Holy.
Cutscene?
What is this?
Cutscene? No, Parappa?
Look, well, I'm just saying, what is this background? It's like girls in bikinis.
Oh, that background?
Yeah, so, you know, this never came out in America. If you're wondering why, it's very, very strange. You know, when people say, like, Japanese video games are strange, like, this is the perfect example of that. There was a guy who was like, this is what I want to make. And he programmed it. This is lines of code on a disc that interact with the PlayStation. And then they sold this, and people bought it, I assume.
Or no one bought it, and we've never seen a game in this series ever again.
Well, clearly it sold some copies, because like I looked it up. It's like $30 on eBay or whatever. So, and it seems like it's one of those games where they put out a decent amount of them, because there was at least like 20 copies. So maybe this is one of those bargain bin games, because they have like those simple 2000 games for the PlayStation. Have you ever played any of those?
The ones with all the bad games on them?
Yeah, all the Kusoge where they're like $10 games. That's kind of what this feels like. But this feels like there was thought and effort put into this. All right, take over the chat for a second. I need to use the bathroom. I will be back in a minute.
All right, chat. It's just you and me now. What do you want to talk about? I'll reveal all of Kenny's secrets to you. Ask me anything. I know all of them. He told me them in confidence, and I said I won't tell you any of them, but I'm going to betray that confidence. Hello, Magical. Hello, Dandy. Yeah, thanks for all of my peeps for coming to the channel. And thanks for all of Kenny's peeps for coming to the stream tonight. Hope you're all doing well. My channel. Someone says my link isn't working, but I checked my link and it's working, so I don't know. There's my link. Can anyone confirm that's not working? Or is it blocking it? Is it just not like showing it? My channel is called Magical. It's just called Magical. Or you can type in Magical Boy Chan. That's my second channel. Is Kenny a human? No. His favorite art book? The Bleach art book by Kubo. It's getting blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked. Okay. Never mind. I can't show you. It's just called Magical. It's a hard channel to find if you don't have the link. Can't see it. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. That's okay. You don't have to go to my channel. That's fine. Just being able to talk to you all is enough.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
I should probably... I can't read the super chats. Are there any super chats that I should be reading?
There hasn't been in a while.
There hasn't been in a while. Yeah, why would you donate to this?
I'm not my link's getting blocked in your chat, by the way. I don't think I can...
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Well, I will... I'll post something on Twitter or something. I already told, like, everybody online,
that's okay.
Like, Toei tried to shut you down. Can you talk about that for a second?
What, Toei Animation?
Yeah, how your channel was basically gonna be shut down overnight, as was mine at some point.
I used to do mostly Precure content, if you know what that is, chat. I did Yuri content as well before that, but I mostly did Precure content. Anyways, Precure is owned by Toei Animation. One day I wake up and I get an email saying my channel's gonna get deleted in 7 days, and that they claimed like over like 40 videos of mine. Like a manual claim, it wasn't automated. And so I had to dispute them all. And I very barely won the disputes. Like, there's a certain number of videos I needed to win the disputes with. I got just enough. And somehow my video survived. This has happened to many other channels who cover Toei Animation stuff. There's a reason you don't see many Sailor Moon channels.
Do you know what their issue is? Is it automated, or do
no,
they
it's
have, like,
not
a vendetta
automated.
against like the American half of the fandoms?
I don't know. They're very, very tight-lipped about this. If you want a good video on this, Totally Not Mark, this happened to him too. He's a bigger anime YouTuber, and he does like One Piece stuff and whatnot. He did a series of videos. I think he took them down, but you could probably still find them on YouTube.
Well, you know, that's his bread and butter. I saw that video.
Yeah, that was his bread and butter.
He was basically like, yeah, I talk about One Piece, and I use screenshots in order to illustrate that for the purpose of review and discussion. And he said, like, all of a sudden there was just like a blanket, you know, claims over his entire channel. What I had happen is my whole channel, it wasn't even strikes. It was just, hey, you don't make money anymore. Which was very odd in my opinion.
That is very odd. I think that might be like not necessarily a glitch in YouTube, but like some weird automated thing that happens to people sometimes. Because another streamer I watched that happened to.
Well, I remember like a while ago, didn't like every single VTuber channel on YouTube get removed at some point? Because
not everyone.
Well, they not removed, but like they got demonetized or attacked at some point because all their videos were aesthetically very similar.
It was weird. I don't really know the full story behind that, but yeah, sometimes YouTube would just go like, you know what, we're just gonna attack these group of creators for no reason, and you know, it's so weird because there's no like real rhyme or reason to it. It's just
well, there must be some sort of automated system going on in the background.
I think it's partly automated and partly like human controlled. Because there's definitely some aspects where it's like, no, there's no way this can be automated. Someone had to have like physically clicked the button here to do this.
What do you think happened with your channel? Because was it just a bunch of manual claims? They were saying,
it was
hey,
100% manual claims.
Yeah, use 3 seconds of Precure. It would be a shame if your channel didn't exist no more.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like a lot of people don't have the ability to fight those claims. Like I've known a lot of channels that have gotten taken down and just not able to make content anymore. Like I was saying, there's a reason you don't see Sailor Moon YouTubers. There are lots of people that want to make content.
Because I want to talk
like,
about Sailor Moon at some point. I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Don't do it. That's my advice as a YouTuber. If you're thinking about being a YouTuber,
oh my god, what's going on?
And you want to do like something about toy animation, don't. Like, to pick another subject. I'm sorry, that's sad to say.
Be into cool magical girl anime like Magical Emmy and Miki Momo. You got to be into the cool stuff. Be into Pastel Yumi.
Speaking of Miki Momo, I have a cool subject for you. Did I tell you about a game called Eternal Felina?
No, I did. I've never heard of that game.
It ties into Miki Momo. So, get this. Takeshi, do you know who Takeshi Shudo is?
Yeah, he's the writer of all the Pokemon anime movies up to the third one, and then he died. He was the writer. Overworking.
Yeah, he was the writer of the TV show
Miki
from
Momo.
The beginning. Well, no, for Pokemon from the beginning to about 2003.
Yeah,
and again,
like the first 200 episodes, those are all him.
And he also designed Lugia. And he also came up with Team Rocket's catchphrase.
Nice.
Okay. He also was the writer for Miki Momo.
Right.
He also, and this is the thing that I've discovered recently, he made a light novel series called Eternal Felina, a Yuri light novel series.
He had his hands in a lot of things.
He did. He had his hand in the cookie jar.
There's this OVA that he did for the VHD format. Do you know what a VHD is?
That sounds familiar.
VHDs are vinyl records that contain video files on them. And they're contained within these giant plastic caddies, and you would plug them into the front of the VHD player, and then it would eject the record into the machine. And then it would play the disc. And that format lasted for like 4 years, and he did an OVA called Cosmos Pink Shock. Which
I read about that one,
which I own on VHS. Very rare tape.
Really?
And
is it good?
It's you can tell it's a mascot anime, much in the same way that Girl Detective Club is. But it's got some good stuff going for it. Really good character designs. Some of the mecha shots are very meticulously drawn.
Oh, it's a mecha.
Well, it's outer space. You know, the main idea is the mascot character of the magazine that which was a video magazine. Cosmos Pink Shock was an anime made for Anime Vision video magazine. You know how they release magazines on VHS tape sometimes in the 1990s?
Yeah.
They did some of that stuff with like skating magazines, like 411 magazine, stuff like that.
Right, okay.
Well, they did that with anime on VHD in the 80s, and they made a space outer ship pilot character called, I think her name was Michi, and she flew in the Pink Shock, which is an outer space spaceship, and it's just like a parody anime, basically. And Takeshi Shudo wrote that whole thing, and you can go on his blog, which is still up, and read what would have been the second OVA. And I've been planning to do like a video on this for a while, but like not everything has fallen into place because VHDs are not easy to get your hands on.
Yeah, we could do a tie-in. I could send because I'm gonna be talking about that.
Yeah.
Eternal Felina. Well, here's the thing. I didn't finish my thought.
He did some visual novels too. I'm not surprised because he did everything. He did a little.
I didn't know about the visual novels, but Eternal Felina, it got made into a game on the SNES, which I've been playing on my stream, Magical Boytron at Twitch.tv. But it's so like crazy of a game. That guy is a great writer. I went into this expecting like the most bare bones. Like,
was that message on Twitter where you're like, I'm streaming a Yuri Super Nintendo game?
Yeah, that was the game.
So that was Takeshi Shudo, no kidding.
Yeah, it was an adaptation of his light novel, and it's batshit insane. It's like a cross between Final Fantasy, Gladiator, and like kind of Conan the Barbarian. But you play as like a girl like hiding her identity as she's like fighting through this like Colosseum thing. It's so crazy. And then she gets like married to like another girl, and it's great. It's amazing.
This has a fan translation. This is in English?
Yeah, it's fan translated. It was never localized.
Well, yeah, I would imagine it probably wouldn't be.
Yeah,
This came out in the 90s, right?
Yeah, it was also made by a really, well, it wasn't a small studio. It was a studio that only made like 3 games, and they mostly published games, and this was just like one of the few they developed. It's very cheap looking and very weird, but it's really fun.
Oh my god, this is so hard to play. They're not giving me enough health in this area. That's how they're making this harder. They're just like, yeah, this is the section of the game where you get hit twice and you die.
People are suggesting, how about a relaxing fishing game?
I already streamed Big Ol' Bass. What do you want me to stream? The
we want Big
Wii
Ol'
Fishing
Bass
Resort?
too.
I should do a stream for Wii Fishing Resort. I think I tried like
should.
momentarily. That's the Yuji Naka like of Sonic Team fishing game on the Wii.
Really?
That uses the Motion Plus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had the high score
your
for like
fishing
most of the fish in that game on the Wii leaderboards, which you cannot verify that I'm lying about this because they're not. There's no online on the Wii anymore. But I had many high scores for multiple different fish, and that game is like insane. It's got multiple islands. They all have their own different ecosystems. Each of them has different fish, different lures,
What's
different
happening
baits,
right
different
now on
boats.
the stream?
I have no
I'm sorry
idea,
to
but all of a
interrupt.
sudden this turned into anime, so now this is
Yeah.
on point. Peeping Toms,
And this
apparently,
voice acting.
at a festival. I'd be interested to find out, like, if like, the people that did these little anime sections, like, if they worked on anything that I would have known about.
Yeah, this is one of those where I really want to know, like, what went on behind development.
Well, you'd be
'Cause
surprised.
who-
There's a lot of little tiny
Maybe-
companies that did almost nothing but commercials. Like you look at Dogo Koba,
Really?
they did almost nothing for a really long time.
Yeah.
Until they started making their own original like anime OVAs and stuff and TV series.
Yeah,
And,
Shaft was like that too.
Yeah, and they were sustained by just making commercials for video games.
I think that's what you
and-
have to do. You kind of have to cut your teeth on like by taking like any work you can before you can like really make your own anime.
Yeah, but that didn't always work. Like you look at the have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
the
yeah,
Super
yeah.
Mario Brothers anime movie from the 1980s?
Yeah.
That was made by 2 companies. One was called Grouper and one was called Circus. And Circus made the Mario Brothers like ramen commercials, and then they made the Mario Brothers movie, and then they went out of business like almost immediately after that film. It was like maybe a year or
that's
2 later
bad.
they were gone. Which coincides with the bubble economy bursting, but
Yeah, it's a fun movie
not all
too.
not a lot of companies survived that,
No.
even with commercials.
Hey Kenny, cool to see you stream. It's cool to see you too. Hi, it's me, Kenny. Kenny Lauderdale.
I'm here. He hasn't hijacked my stream.
That's
I have
magical.
I have
That's-
a co-pilot.
that's some
Magical
jabroni
does
named Magical
very
Boy-chan.
magical YouTube videos. It's hard to find people who make different content on YouTube, honestly. And this like I want to learn about
What the
other
hell
pe-
is happening?
I don't know, but this is a
Wait,
game
There's,
that
is
exists.
there sex happening right now?
No. If there was,
What do you mean no? What was that? I heard the and then feet up in the air. That's like the universal sign.
it's left
and then
up to
blood-
the imagination. It's ambiguous. You can't say that it is what that is.
You heard them, YouTube moderators.
hearts
You
with
can't,
people
can't
hugging on each
prosecute
other.
us for this.
This is amazing that this is a game about ninjas hiding in the bushes to watch people make out.
Are they ninjas? Is that what they're doing? Is that what's
That's what
happening?
I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call these
This is
ninjas.
it's getting a little too hashtag problematic here, Kenny. Gonna get me
I
canceled.
did not make this game, okay? By the way,
You know what?
I
You
did
know
not
what would be
produce
funny?
this. What was that?
If someone started like a movement to get you canceled, but instead it was getting me canceled for being on your stream, and like I was holding you hostage for playing this. That's
Well,
what's gonna
otherwise I have
happen.
to play Kusoge, and like horror games are even worse. Like you want me to play like some game on the PS1
Yeah.
where like people could get like decapitated and
I
stuff
didn't
like
say
that.
There's
you know.
no decapitation.
You don't know that. Have you played that game that you were recommending?
No.
So there could be decapitation in that. It's a mature-rated game. This is not a mature-rated game. This is a goofy game about people dancing. You can't say that it's not.
And peeping on people making sweet love in the park.
No. They're there for other reasons.
Can we be sure Kenny didn't make this game? No, that's true. You're pushing this game awfully hard for someone that's not involved in this game at all. Did you actually were you in Japan in 1999?
This came out in 2000, I think.
2000? Well, it would be developed probably in 99. Oh, you know the date it came out too? Awfully suspicious.
On the title screen, yeah. It says it. Well, you don't remember things? Or you like one of those goldfish? Although there are a lot of games where you just don't even remember them. Those are the worst. I've played so many games where I feel like I have Alzheimer's. I'm like, yeah, I played that. I can't tell you what happened in it. At least with this, it's memorable. You're not going to forget something like this.
I would like to forget this.
You would like to, but you can't. It's burned into your retinas. This is the only video game you will be able to see for the rest of your life now. You're never not going to be playing this.
You underestimate my powers as someone who is forgetful.
Are any super chats or messages coming in that I can read?
No,
you said you're going to be co-piloting this. What are they saying in the chat?
We did get one. I missed one. What is this game?
This is Oh No for the PlayStation.
Does YouTube not have a feature when you stream where it has the game in the title? Because that's what you have to do in every Twitch stream. You have to like put the actual game.
I don't know if this would be in like the YouTube system. Why would it be? Like, who would have added this? I'm the only person who's ever played this game.
Stuff.
This is a procedurally generated video game by an AI. It doesn't even exist.
Dude, I've seen itch.io games on Twitch's list of games, so this being on there isn't out of the realm of possibilities.
Are there speedrun categories for this? If I beat this game and I'm the only person who's ever beaten it, do I automatically get the speedrun for it?
Yes, absolutely. If we submit it.
Any percent
I think you have to prove that there was intention to speedrun. Like, it's not just you playing the game. I think you have to like...
It doesn't matter. If I'm the only person who's beaten it, I have it, like, automatically.
I agree,
okay?
Kenny,
fine.
But with
fine, here we go. If I'm the only person who's beaten it, I also have the slow run category.
Fair enough. You can have the slow run category.
There you go.
All to yourself.
I have every award that could possibly be given for this. This is just like a reskin of the first level, I think.
Wait, did you loop?
No, they just made it.
Like
they made it dark.
Plus?
They reused the assets. Is what they did.
Someone's asking in chat. Bradbury Brayley. Sorry, I can't read. I recently found out there was a Popeye manga in the 60s that was done by the creator of Roboton. Kind of fits since Popeye is like a kind of precursor to the shonen manga hero.
Kind of. I mean, if you look at like One Piece, you could say that One Piece is ripping off Popeye like at every single chance that it can possibly do. But that's the you could say the same thing about like Tom and Jerry. I
too remembered the Marine War arc in Popeye.
The Marine,
a very
he's
emotional
fighting people
arc.
in boats.
I cried when Popeye's brother died. You got that fist punched through him. What's the villain's name in Popeye?
Bluto.
Bluto, yeah, when Bluto punched straight through Popeye's brother.
You don't know that.
I know. I don't know my Popeye lore.
He's got a dad. I think his name is Popeye, isn't it?
Popeye, is that his name?
I don't know. I'm not even trying to gaslight you. I just can't remember. They had this. Have you ever seen like the Popeye expanded universe? They got like this 1980s cartoon called Popeye and Son. Have you seen this cartoon?
Has a son?
Yeah, Popeye and Son. It's such a fever dream that cartoon exists. Go ahead and look it up. Google search it. You'll see that I'm not making it up. It's got like olive oil in like a 1980s like aerobics outfit, like with like a headband and stuff like that, and a tracksuit.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
This looks like Doug. Is this a precursor to Doug? I think that's Doug. I think Popeye's son is Doug.
But yeah, that was a cartoon that exists. The 1980s and the early 90s was a very strange time for cartoons. There's also another
it's like a
weird
transitionary period.
There's
oh my god, his child is hideous!
Yeah, he doesn't look like Popeye at all.
Oh no, look at his... Dude,
they took a
arms
regular
and legs
cartoon
are terrifying.
kid and they gave him like cancer arms.
Oh no, the poor child. He needs therapy.
Yeah.
I need therapy after seeing this.
Yeah, 1980s cartoons. Like everybody talks about the good stuff. Like you were saying, nobody remembers Son of Popeye. Like I'm embarrassed that I even remember that
cartoons
exists.
The best, man. He-Man, freaking She-Ra.
Another similar one. You wanna see something that'll like embarrass you? Look up Yo Yogi.
Yo Yogi, I know Yo Yogi.
You know about that? The Yogi Bear cartoon where everybody's a 1980s kid.
Wait, what? No, I don't know about this one.
Type in Yo space Yogi. It's a cartoon from the early 90s, maybe the late 80s, where they took all the characters from Yogi and they made them children.
Well, they're not like children.
They made them hang out at a
They're just
mall.
like wearing clothes, yeah.
And I think it was like the last Yogi Bear cartoon because like the voice actor for Yogi was like a notorious alcoholic, and they kept not being able to get him into the studio because he was just like constantly drinking. And there's this famous story about him getting pulled over by some cops and really confusing the police because he has the voice of Yogi Bear. He's like, hey, yo, it's Yogi, yo, don't pull over old Yogi. And I don't know if it's true or not, but like if that were recorded, that would have been like the funniest police interaction of all time.
I don't know how Yogi Bear sounds. I forget. Otherwise, I'd try and do a Yogi Bear impression. But
he kind of sounds like Rodney Dangerfield.
I'll tell you, I get no respect. No respect. Oh, I can't do a Rodney Dangerfield.
You don't have the voice for it. I don't either. I'm not like pretending to be a good voice actor.
Oh, you got. You might be able to do it.
I could. I should. If I was smart, I would do the whole Oni Plays thing where just like every other word out of my mouth was different inflection, different sort of like accent.
Yeah, there's I've been watching videos where like they train you how to like move your throat in such a way and your tongue how to like use it to make different sounds.
That's a bunch of baloney. You're either born with a
no,
voice
it's not.
that can
you have to
do
learn.
that or you don't. You have to be able.
No.
You're born with range.
No, you're not. You're not. It's something you can learn. It's absolutely something you can learn. It takes a lot of practice. It's like a lot of it's in the tongue, in the soft palate as well, and being able to control your vocal cords and it's a skill. You gotta learn it. You gotta practice it.
Well, it comes
There's a lot to it.
A lot easier for certain people because
sure, yeah, absolutely.
I knew people growing up where like brothers where one would grow up with like a different parent, like they were divorced, and one of those guys had like a different chin because he was like deathly allergic in one family and the other brother was I think it was like grown up in the countryside or whatever, and like you can tell their voices are like radically different just because of like the environment that they grew up in. So you're talking about like the soft palate and stuff like that. It's like, well, not everybody has like the manly Chad chin and like the perfectly developed tongues and stuff like that.
Well, there's more to it than that, and you can train a lot of that and do
was that it? Did I beat the game? Is this
beat the game?
Is it the clear? Oh, I think one last level.
More.
I think. Let's see.
You have to
what
fight
does that
God
say?
now?
Berry. Okay, normally that would be a heh. Damn it.
Oh, we got the best compliment of the night. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
This stream does remind me of Oni Plays. We did it. We got compared to Oni Plays.
Is that good?
We made it.
I don't know.
Wait, it might have been an insult.
I don't know. I haven't watched enough Oni Plays. I don't know if that's good. Is that gonna come to bite me in the ass later? Like if they get canceled or something, and then like retroactively they're like, hey, Kenny's like Oni Plays. Remember that crazy thing Oni Plays did, and then they got completely wiped off the internet?
Everyone loves Oni Plays, and they can't get
I'm surprised with some of the stuff that they've said. Like those guys remind me of
like
just 10 years ago, where nobody was paying attention to what they were saying.
It's me, the Lightbringer. That's the best. Kenny has no idea what I'm talking.
No, I know who Linkara is. Okay, trying to get me to
you
admit
don't
that I know
who I am.
Is.
You
I don't watch,
son of a bitch.
I don't watch Linkara, or have read his crappy like webcomic that he made when he was a teenager. Okay. I know the story behind that stuff.
My
I choose not to talk
webcomic
about because I don't care.
It's the best.
Okay, hold on.
I haven't watched enough Linkara to do like a good impression.
Yeah, all I know is supposedly like that guy's some sort of weirdo, or at least the way that Onlyplays talks about him.
Well, he was part of like the Nostalgia Critic crew back in the day, so yeah, there's a lot of baggage there. Probably shouldn't talk a lot about that. We avoid drama on streams at all costs. That's
yeah, I don't like to talk about people I have not personally met or at least talked with online. You know, because like people.
But if you have met
me,
them, talk
like,
as much crap about them as you watch. As soon as
I will
leave the stream,
the
Kenny's
only
gonna
like
open
hot
up
take
about
you're
me
gonna
and
get out of me is I don't really care for Trash Taste podcast. They should talk about anime on their podcast with their character called the Anime Man.
I don't think any of those people like anime anymore.
Well, you know, you either like anime or you don't. I mean, I guess
well,
you
a lot
could
of those people, when you do it for a job, like
but...
for years, you start to kind of hate it. A lot of people do.
I don't see how you could. That's like saying, "Oh, I hate video games because I played a bunch of them."
You work at a candy store every day. The last thing you want to do is come home and eat candy.
But what if that's your passion? What if you're like one of those wine testers, but for candy?
I'm not saying it's like a universal thing. Like I love all the stuff that I make videos on. I don't see myself ever hating it. I'm just saying for some people that happens too.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. Like, wasn't one of them like doing voice actor work for like Pop Team Epic?
I don't know.
Like they've been in anime. Like I know one of them is one of them. I don't even know. I think Joey. I think that's the name of the guy. He's a voice actor, so he's like been in anime.
Yeah.
So like I don't see how you could like be like, man, I hate anime so much. I get up to do voice anime and then I have to do a stupid podcast about anime. Like
well,
that'd be like the definition of torture.
Sometimes that happens. You know, you do stuff too much and it stops becoming a hobby and you start associating it with work and it becomes like a pain.
Well, you know, that's why you gotta vary things up. I mean, I'm not gonna...
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not gonna be playing an anime game every time, but, you know, sometimes you do. Sometimes you play Oh No, and then,
exactly.
Horrible,
you need an Oh No
happen.
in your life every now and then.
How do you get over this area? I've died in the same spot like 5 times. See, because look, I can switch formations. Look, I can't even jump over that.
You gotta get good. I'm sorry. Sorry to have to pull that card on you, but
I got a feeling I'm supposed to be in a different formation here in order to get over that. Because look,
use the B
see
formation.
those guys can't get over that area if they're not in the right formation. Okay, whoa.
You can do it. Whoa.
Okay, this is getting a little hard to get past. Okay, checkpoint. Got it.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Look at this insanity that is going on behind me.
No, it looks like a normal day in Japan.
Could you imagine, like, if this was normal everyday life in Japan? Like, I always like to joke about, like, Godzilla attacks.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, how you could live in Japan with all the hurricanes and the Godzilla every day? Like, is that insensitive to say that? That would be like if...
They have a lot of hurricanes.
It's not like I'm going to Japan in, like, a 10-gallon hat and being like, you know, it's like, show me where the Godzilla is.
Kenny Lauderdale. I'm here to see your anime. Show me where the anime's at.
No, I'd have to wear, like a suit where it's like made out of the American flag, or is that sacrilege too?
Make it out of dollars.
That's desecrating the American flag. It would have to be like American flag patterned, you know.
Yeah.
I think someone did that. I don't know. Was it Tom Green where he went to Japan and just messed with people on the street like a stupid American?
That was like a fad for a while, like going to Japan and like messing with people. Because I know they did that in the Jackass movie. That was like a bit.
I feel like that's fallen out of style now. We're just like, yeah.
Beastie Boys had that music video in Japan, which also had like a Godzilla monster in it.
Whoa.
Had the giant robot. Logan Paul, and people are mentioning Logan Paul.
Oh, don't talk about him on my stream, please. Please don't do that. I would really appreciate it if you'd not bring him up. That's the last thing I need on my channel is to be associated with that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, now I think about it, Tom Green is Canadian, so. But he did this thing called the Tom Green Subway Monkey Hour, I believe is what it is, where he just went to Japan like dressed up like Elvis, and just like messed with people on the streets.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, that was MTV stuff. It was a different time. It was different days. Whoa. But yeah, that's kind of fallen out of style now. Like you look up Japan, just like visiting Japan on YouTube now. It's like everything's very respectful. It's like, oh, we went to the onsen, and we found a Tengu statue on Pokemon Go, and we caught a Tengu Pokemon. You know, it's yeah, I kind of feel like just crazy stuff from Japan was only that way because we didn't have the internet and we had no understanding of what was going on.
A lot of it was exaggerated, and like one thing was like cherry picked.
Ah, I was so close right there. I was right next to the burger. Here's a question for you: what is the most powerful food that you could pick up as a power-up? Like, what would give you the most health in this game?
In this game?
Yeah, it has to be a food.
Well, obviously the tomato from Kirby.
Well, yeah, the tomato. Why is the tomato, like, universally the most powerful fruit? Is it a fruit or do you consider that a vegetable? Because I always thought, like, the lemon was more powerful. And, like, the avocado is always worth, like, the most points in, like, arcade games like Pac-Man.
Avocados are good. They're very good.
Or dragon fruit, because it has the word dragon in it. Dragon fruit is probably the most powerful power-up.
Nah, they look like they're the most powerful power-up, but then they're very disappointing when you get your hands on them.
Well, yeah, that's why they're... I always find, like, dragon fruits at the local grocery store on discounts. Do you ever see that? Because, like, nobody wants to buy them because they're, like, $4 or $5 because they're, like, an exotic fruit, right? And then because nobody buys them, they always go bad, and then they're always on sale, but they're bad, so you don't want to eat them.
Someone brought up a futomaki. Isn't that like the long sushi roll?
I'm not sure.
I think it's the long sushi roll video games use to represent a penis.
Oh,
because
really?
I've seen that in many Senran Kagura games. Ooh, new anime.
This is the kind of anime I watch. If you don't watch stuff like this
is good stuff.
Then I don't know what to tell you. This is anime, guys. This is anime. You're here for anime. I've shown you anime. You can't say I'm not.
When someone who's never seen anime before asks me what they should watch for their first anime, this is what I recommend.
Oh no. Yeah. That would probably get you like disowned in a couple of places.
Good.
Technically anime, you guys. I know what to say.
Yeah. If anyone ever brings up something they say like this is not anime, just show them this. And then say, no, this is anime. And everything else is not.
People really don't like that video, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. That video where I was questioning what anime is. I was like, well, what counts as animation? Is a shadow puppet animation? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I look at the analytics for that video, and they really like it for, like, the first 7 minutes or so, and then they just click off. They're like, this is just a joke video. I wanted to learn what anime was.
There are some subjects that just get, you know, the anime community very heated.
Like, that's the thing. Doesn't everyone already know what anime is? I remember reading some news article where I think it was, like, just as of last year, the foreign market for anime is, like, verifiably way bigger than the one in Japan, and I don't know if that's because their population density is going down, or
it's probably just getting more. I think it's just getting more
anime is
popular
becoming
in the
more
West.
popular around the world. But that's what I heard.
Yeah, I think it's just getting more popular in the world.
I went through all that just to watch a kid in his boxer shorts do the moonwalk.
And it was worth every torturous second.
I'm just gonna fast forward.
Were those supposed to be American? Whoa! Ow! Jesus, what was that?
What, you have headphones on?
Yeah.
Remember these good times? Remember when these, like, bald children were eating noodles?
What great memories we've made here on the channel today,
Planner,
Kenny.
Satoshi Iwasaki should be ashamed of yourself for making this game.
How dare you? They're one of the greatest creators we know today. What else have they made?
I have no idea what this company has made.
Well, I'm sure
but,
they went on.
You can't say
having
I've
an
never played
illustrious
Oh
career.
No. I beat it on stream. I've proven I've done it.
I know. That's a feat right there.
Put that on my tombstone.
Put that on your resume.
I beat Oh No on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Give me $1.
They'll give you their job. That's how impressed they'll be.
Oh man, so future videos. I'm working on something big. The audio is all recorded. The editing is just killing me because it's a video about anime restoration from film in 4K. And my timeline is just, it keeps getting slower the more clips I add to it.
Gotta upgrade that PC.
It's not good, yeah. Editing in 4K, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, but the point of the video is showing, like, lost anime restored in HD from film. So I can't not make it in, like, super high resolution, right? I would be, I'd be doing, like, disservice to all this lost media that was found recently.
Yeah.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Do you edit
Studio
in 4K?
Dean? Wait, did they mention... Was that anime by Studio Dean?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
And TBS. That was the entire reason I wanted to play this, to figure out who did these cutscenes.
Absolute legend, Studio Dean. Dude, I love Studio Dean. They make some of the best and worst anime. Their consistency is all over the goddamn place. They're legends,
Are they still in business?
Yeah, they're still in business. They still make stuff.
What have they done recently?
I can't remember. So many of their anime are so forgettable.
Holy
that's
crap!
Like,
I got the top score.
He did it. He got the top score in the world.
This is the top score. You have to beat this in order to be.
What is Studio
the
Dean?
best
Studio
person
Dean made
the
the original Higurashi anime. They made, off the top of my head, they made Sakura Trick, which is a Yuri anime. They made a bunch of other stuff. I just Google Studio Dean. You'll see what's in the list. They'll make everything. Oh, they made the original Fate Stay Night anime, didn't they?
I haven't watched that. If it's true, you'd have to prove it.
I think so. Yeah, I'll have to prove it in a court of law. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a fanboy
saving
for
this
Studio Dean.
for posterity. That's the high score. I'm gonna submit this to slow running archive. Was Twin Galaxies? Do they have like slow run message board? Can I submit that and just post the high score?
I don't think Twin Galaxies is like the standard anymore. I don't know if anyone still uses Twin Galaxies. They're kind of scumbags.
Yeah, they kind of falsified like
speedrunning.com.
decades worth of high scores.
Yeah.
That's part
Studio
of why
Dean
everybody
did
does
Ranma
Twitch stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and talk.
Sorry, no, I was just talking over you. My bad. I'm impolite.
No, I was saying that's why everybody does stuff on Twitch, because now you have like verifiable proof, like during live streams, that somebody hasn't spliced together like 5 different VHS tapes in order to like fake a speed run for Oh No.
Yeah, well, people can still do that. There have been times. There was one someone was talking about. I forget who was talking about it. There was a speedrunner who did live streams. Everything was pre-recorded, but he imitated the button presses live on stream for years. And it took years to catch this guy, because that's what he did.
Well, that's why you're supposed to have like the controller in front of you on like a different screen for some of these speedruns.
That's what he did.
Yeah?
And he faked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think in the future we're gonna have like deep fakes for speedruns?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be like
Absolutely.
it's gonna be done as like a TAS, like a tool-assisted speedrun, and then they'll deep fake someone's hands moving to the correct movements. How would you know?
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to prove it like that's why the only real speedruns I trust verifiably is the ones that are done in person at like an arcade. Like if I was there and I saw the guy do it, I'd be like, he probably didn't fake that. I mean, like you can trust your eyes most of the time, but because I remember what they used to do is they would like splice together tapes, and you could tell in scene transitions when like the audio would screw up on a timeline, right? Because like you can like a VHS tape, if you rip it onto your computer and you put it into Vegas or something, like you can clearly see where there's going to be an audio dropout when you do the splice.
Yeah, that's how they catch a lot of those fake speedruns. Because they don't do the audio correctly. But people have been getting good at audio splicing, apparently, from what I hear. To the point where it's like getting difficult to tell like fake speedruns.
I forget the video, but there's this one video of this one guy who's like speedrunning GoldenEye 007. And I think it was like the context was like I think his mom died the day before, so he's trying to like speedrun this one section of GoldenEye, and he's like, you know, why the hell am I doing this speedrun? It's the most degenerate act that mankind has ever invented. I'm doing this for like a fleeting moment of dopamine rush.
I know the video you're talking about
like
now.
Three people on planet Earth who are also trying to do this stupid thing for a score that I'm gonna have for maybe like an hour. And to this day, I believe he is still speedrunning.
Good for him. He's stuck with it.
Come on, no. Okay.
I think speedrunning's great. You know, there's a
it's
lot
really
of those
cool.
clips.
I like seeing it for.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing the super crazy speedruns where they're like, hey, we beat Ocarina of Time in 4 minutes by inputting a certain amount of combinations of button presses in order to cause a Stack Overflow in order to run executable code to skip directly to the credits sequence.
Well, technically, that's very
really
impressive,
it,
and that's that's very it's very hard to pull off, and it's very technically impressive. But I get what you mean. It's not really like playing it. It's more like performing a black magic ritual. Like you're they're summoning Satan live
right,
on
you're
screen.
Sacrificing a goat in order to
pretty much
in order to go straight to the end game.
But it's like I want to see someone play a game like play the game.
Right, because you can't get better.
That's just me personally.
You can't get better at the game by seeing a guy do like a voodoo ritual in order to skip directly to the ending cutscene. It's like that doesn't help you at all. It's a novelty, sure, but you know, I'm not gonna watch a speed run for Oh No if it goes straight to the ending after like
I don't know. I think
seconds.
that'd be interesting. Wouldn't you like to see like they perform like something you've never seen before in this game? Like they were able to like glitch the character out of bounds.
It's 30-second video and it's like no, oh no, any percent speed run, and it's just like you press start and it goes right to the end. I'd be like, well, that's impressive.
Well, that's what's
that doesn't help me.
Well, that's what's great. That's so many games have different categories of speedrunning. Like you have the BS like skip to the end speed run, but then you have like the normal speed runs, like the 100% speed runs or the any percent no glitches speed runs. Those are really the best, in my opinion.
I like what Cybershell did after one of his videos. He did a video on some RPG, and then he beat Earthbound by holding a tomato. The whole run was he did it one-handed, and in his other hand I think he had a tomato. And,
in real life?
Yeah, in real life. He filmed himself beating Earthbound one-handed with a tomato. Because, like, one of the things everybody says about that game is due to the controller setup, technically you can beat it one-handed. And nobody likes to prove it, because, like, technically you can, but it's a major pain in the ass. But it's like, I'm going to do it. And my other hand, I'm going to have a tomato.
No, yeah, a friend of mine was talking about doing that with, like, a similar thing with FF8.
Well, I wanted to one-up him. I wanted to do Breath of Fire 3 stream with my hair on fire. But I I was like, you know what, that wouldn't really work.
It's probably a good thing you didn't do that.
Yeah, I was like, well, could I hold a candle while playing Breath of Fire 3? Has that ever been done as a run? And eventually I was like, yeah, you know what, it's got to be something that's clever but not dangerous in any way.
Okay, here's what you do. You light a candle, put it on your crotch, and have a crotch cam. You'll be the biggest streamer on Twitch.
Well, it's got to be thematically linked to the run.
Breath of Fire, that's close enough.
Breath of Fire 3 speed run while the house is on fire run. Like, it would have to be something like that. There would have to be
Kenny,
fire
no,
involved.
the fastest speed run is 10 hours. Your house is, it's got to be ashes in like
Is it really? What's the speed run on Breath of Fire 3? Look that up.
I'll look it up.
I'm going to guess 7 hours. Because normally that game takes me around 40 hours to beat. Like 60 if I do all the side quests and stuff, and I do all the optional bosses.
Oh, you're right. It is 7 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah, because I thought about it. I was like, if you were to cut out every single bit of fat and break that game every single way, there's no way you could beat it faster than like 7. I should do a speed run of that game. I really should. I know that game like backwards and forwards. There's all this stuff in it that I never use. Like, it's basically like Dragon Quest. However, like in the middle of the game, you can change your loadout. You can change like your main weapons, and I barely ever do that. And there's this feature where you can burn a piece of equipment, like a sword or like a piece of armor, as a consumable weapon. As a consumable item. And I've never had any reason to ever do that, and I'm sure there would be ways to bust that game by doing that, but I just never bothered. I'm like, I want all my armor.
Burning it?
Yeah, it's like you want your armor, you want your swords. It's like, I might need this later.
But do you get any benefit from like burning it? Or is it just...
You can turn like equipment into certain spells. That's the main point.
Oh, FF8 does a similar thing.
Yeah, so like if you have like a weapon that you're like, clearly this isn't worth any money, but I could use it as an attack. But it's like, you already have attacks. Why would you even like use it as a consumable?
Yeah.
It's that problem where with like all RPGs where you just end up hoarding everything towards the end.
Yeah, a lot of JRPGs from that era had that problem.
Well, it's not really a problem in the strictest sense, because that game has this kind of like Pokemon collect 'em all mentality where there's this one thing early on in the game where if you don't collect every one of the early game weapons and not sell them, then you can't unlock something later. It has this system called the Master System, where you can have a character under a master, and every time that character levels up while they're being under that character's tutelage, they will gain like 1 more attack and like -1 magic, or like +2 speed and -1 defense or something like that. And there's one character that will not like teach you moves unless you have like 21 weapons, and in order to do that, like early game, you have to min-max to make sure you pick up every single weapon. So it really encourages you to hoard, which is counterintuitive in a lot of ways. I should do a video on that game. I really should.
You should.
I'm also one of those weirdos who thinks Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter is amazing. So
I've always been interested in that series.
Dragon Quarter plays nothing like any of the other games, which pissed everybody off when it came out. Like Breath of Fire 1 through 4, they're very standard Dragon Quest type RPGs. And then for 5, it's so different from all the other games, they didn't even name it 5 in America. They just called it Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. And that's a roguelike. So you go from like Dragon Quest to a rogue. Yeah, it's a PS2 game.
Okay, I think I know the one you're talking about.
So it went from like Dragon Quest style normal RPG to a roguelike. And they did this thing where they completely subverted everyone's expectations, and it plays nothing alike, to the point where turning into a dragon is detrimental to your gameplay, and it pissed everybody off. Huh?
That's very interesting. I'd like to see like what happened in game development, because it sounds like something drastic happened.
Well, Capcom was not making video games anymore. It was by the people who did Mega Man Command Mission.
Oh, so it's like completely different developers.
It was like a subgroup of Capcom that knew that they were about to be shit canned, And they knew that Capcom was just not going to make RPGs anymore, so they, for Mega Man Command Mission and Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, they just did whatever the hell they wanted. And I think some of them moved over to Dead Rising, and then like they dissolved all of the people that worked under that division of Capcom.
Well, that sucks, but at least they got to make something cool at the end.
Oh yeah, they did different games, which is important. So like I'll talk about Dragon Quarter just for another couple of seconds here. The interesting thing about Dragon Quarter is it's called Dragon Quarter because, how do I explain this? There's a game over meter that's always in the corner of
it's
the
sponsored
game.
by McDonald's, and they're trying to sell you quarter pound with cheeses in it.
Yeah, let me get a Dragon Quarter.
Very big game mechanic.
That'd be great. So it has this game over meter that goes from 0% to 100 in the corner, and if it ever goes to 100, you automatically game over. So like imagine playing halfway through Final Fantasy VIII, and you did too many things you weren't supposed to do, and you just game over automatically. However, it only goes up when you're walking or when you use certain moves. And the amount that it goes up when you're walking is so negligible that you could walk around in circles for like 60 hours and it wouldn't make it go up more than a couple of percents.
That's a scary game mechanic, though.
So it's negligible, though. It's kind of like this get good meter, basically, right? And it goes up by increments of like 1% if you turn into a dragon, which you're never supposed to do, because the dragon form in that game automatically kills every single boss in the game. It's like an instant win button.
But they don't want you to use it.
They don't want you to use it because like you use charge, which is like the next move that you use automatically does max damage, and then you just use a dragon move, and every boss just becomes trivialized. So
you don't need to do
it's got all these mechanics that are in there technically that they don't want you to use because they wanted to basically piss people off, which is pretty awesome in my opinion.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you here, but Kenny, quick question: do you have any moderators in chat?
I have a few. Yeah, I gave moderator features to a handful of people. Why?
Oh, because there's bots like popping up here and there.
Are there really?
Deleted or not? Yeah. I was saying you could just make me a moderator and I can take care of it if you want.
I guess I could do that. Then I have to exit out of my game. I can't play Oh No anymore if I do that.
Oh yeah, if it's a hassle, don't worry. I think someone's getting them.
Honestly, if there's a lot of bots in my stream, I would consider that a good thing because that means I made it. I got big enough where the automatic systems that run YouTube in the background are like, holy crap, this guy's a huge streamer. We should completely ruin his life. That's how you know you made it, guys.
Well, I get bots on Twitch too, and I'm a nobody on Twitch.
The whole internet is like 98% bots, I want to say.
What's that?
I say the whole internet is mostly bots. You're real. Sure, I might be real.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
I've been a bot this entire time.
Well, most of the internet is run by bots, I believe. Because like you know, like you type in let me think here. What's a Yuri anime that you liked?
Marimide.
Okay, so if I type in Marimide into Google, Google will be like, yeah, we got like 13 million results for that, and then you scroll down and it's like 3 pages worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So like most of the internet, I would say, is just empty data.
Sure. Yeah.
So like in that sense, yeah, I would say
someone on YouTube has done like a deep analysis of this topic you're talking about.
Well, you notice it, like the internet on your cell phone is not the same internet on your computer. Like you get different results for stuff. I can't even like browse YouTube in the same way that I do on my computer when I'm doing research for stuff on my phone, because it doesn't give me the same results.
Mr. Laserdisc owns a cell phone?
Yeah, it's a one of those 1980s businessman cell phones.
Okay,
it's like the size of a brick. You used to be able to use those up until like I want to say 2005 or so, but there were people that were like boosting them. They were boosting the signal strength of them so hard that you were able to like pick them up in different countries. Because the way that old cell phones used to work is they were very much analog and based on radio for a while. And you were able to take like these 1980s cell phones and like through some hacking and signal boosting, you could make them like you could hear them on Mars basically.
5G wishes they could get that kind of range.
Yeah, but they can't do that anymore because like all of the they discontinued the way that old phones used to work because I think they were like out competing like air traffic signals and stuff for airplanes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, like there's certain bandwidths that are supposed to be reserved for like air traffic control and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we're trying to talk to ground control.
Taking them over.
And all of a sudden, some guy in the Mojave Desert is talking about getting like a ride, and his cell phone signal is so strong that it's overriding our bandwidth. Which is, I think, like an even bigger problem now with like the new Gs. Where they're like, yeah, we're running out of like bandwidth for like weather stations and stuff now. We don't want it being done for that reason. But
who needs to know the weather? I need to know.
Who needs to know when there's a tornado coming? Yeah, we don't need these emergency systems. Reserve that for cell phones.
I need to know what's trending on Twitter.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I hope they never retire any of that stuff completely because, you know, I love like, I don't have a ham radio, but I love being able to take any radio from like the 1970s and still be able to pick up like modern radio on it. Mm-hmm. Like there's something really cool about being able to take old technology and still have it work in the modern day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know, you even see online, you know, there's people who, there's this one Twitter channel where all they do is they take CRT televisions and the name of the Twitter account is like, I put your waifu on CRT tube televisions or something like that.
I've seen similar channels.
Yeah, and that's their whole gimmick. And I love that because it's, you're taking something that really only has one purpose and you're giving it meaning again, you know?
Have you seen those people that make instruments out of CRTs?
I've seen people turn them into like fish tanks, which is just sad. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I don't know what these instruments are called. They're very weird, but they basically like use the magnets in them to like make musical sounds with them. It's really cool, and I wish I could. I'll have to find it and give you a link afterwards, but I think you'd really.
Yeah, I would love to look into that. I mean, like, if I've never heard of that, then that's, I mean, like, I own I'm not to brag, but I own a BVM and multiple PVMs. Most of them are in storage.
Oh my god.
That's like my retirement funds if I ever have to sell those things. Because they were worth nothing. Like around 2003 or so. And,
I know.
Yeah, so, like, I've got, I don't know, maybe 5 of them. If I ever need to, dip into that, sell a couple of those things. And so I was like really into tube TVs for a while. I still kind of am. And there's a couple channels that I follow that restore tube televisions, and there's like 5 guys that still do this. And I follow all those guys, and I've never heard about CRTs turned into musical instruments. So that must be some really cutting edge, avant-garde repurposing.
Let me see if I can find it. Does anyone have a link to the people that I'm talking about?
Yeah, probably not. If I've never heard about it, you know, you'd have to
I think they're pretty popular. They're a pretty cool thing. The group is called Electronics Fantasticos, and they are Japanese.
Huh. Well, I will look into that. Yeah, any old technology, if you can repurpose it and give it meaning again, you know, it's like, you see an old TV and you want to watch television on it, and you just can't anymore unless you jerry-rig a bunch of crazy stuff. You gotta get all these adapters and stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you a link after the stream to these guys. They're pretty cool.
I'm winding down to tell you the truth here. I'm kind of running out of steam. Plus, I basically showed you guys everything there is to know about this game. I guess there's a second campaign with girls. It's like, am I really gonna play the slightly more difficult version just to say that I've done it? It's like, oh yeah, I went through every campaign mode on Oh No. I'm such a pro gamer.
God gamer. We are all experts on Oh No. Everyone here, everyone in chat, we are all now experts in Oh No.
This is possibly the most anyone has played this game in like the past 30 years.
Probably.
Or wait, this came out in 2000, so okay, 22 years. Long time. Man, that's crazy thinking that 2000 is 22 years ago. Is that not insane?
Yeah.
Do you ever do you ever look back at like something that you used to like and be like, oh yeah, that came out like, what, it was like 5 years ago? Like, no, like Super Mario Galaxy, that came out in like 2007, bro. That was like 15 years ago. You're like, what?
I get that, and you know, as I get older, I'm like 31 now. As I get older, I hear a lot of my friends say that same kind of stuff. But here's the thing about it. We don't really like remember that feeling of the passage of time. So I think things seem further back than they actually are sometimes, or shorter.
Well, in my opinion, the main problem is I grew up during like the 90s, right? So like every other year, computer strength doubled. So, you know, you would go from like Super Mario World to Mario 64. That blew my mind like it was a magic trick when I was a kid and I played that for the first time at Toys R Us. And now it's like the leaps in technology are so... They're not even incremental. It's just like you're putting a new paint job on a new computer at this point. We've reached diminishing gains, not only with like movies and video games, but anime as well. It's like, yeah, you know, I saw Ghost in the Shell. It was pretty amazing looking. You know, it's like you can't... Anime basically, as far as like fidelity, peaked like ages ago.
I think you have to look at it from a different perspective because you run the risk of getting very nihilistic about it.
I'm not nihilistic. It's just like the last 20 years to me, it feels like nothing happened. We're not making huge leaps in technology anymore is my main point. So like the last like 10 or 20 years, they just kind of blur together for me. Like I remember cell phones becoming a big thing. That was a huge one. And it's like you got pre-cell phone internet and now internet.
Sure. But here's how I choose to view things. And this is just me trying to be more optimistic about things. Rather than like, you know, graphical fidelity increasing or, you know, technology increasing. I think I look more at stuff that's stylistically different. How are styles changing? How are they evolving? Because when you look at stuff like styles, like art styles or
well, yeah, you look at like styles, 90s anime was very angular, and then like early 2000s anime was softer and rounder. Like I understand that.
That gets me excited though. I'm very excited to see how artists will, with the tools that they have now, like maybe stuff hasn't been increasing in quality, but accessibility to the tools needed to make stuff in such high fidelity is at a point where like any artist wanting to do a weird thing can just do it now.
Oh like, yeah, I mean, it used to be you needed to be like well educated in order to know how to, you know, operate an instrument or fix something or draw or whatever skill you wanted. You had to like go to a school for that. Yeah. Now it's like everything's on YouTube. And there's nothing really keeping you from being like a CRT tube television technician. Just learn that stuff. It's free information out there.
Absolutely, yeah. I that gets me excited. Like, and the more people that get into something, that learn about something, they create something new. They pass on that knowledge to other people. It creates this wonderful, beautiful, like, you know, culture of just sharing art, and I think that's something to be positive about when it comes to
well, you know, well, that's how the internet is. Everybody's just sharing information. I mean, like if you had said that like Michael Jackson did the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 back in the 90s, everybody would think you're an absolute insane person, you know, making playground rumors. It's like, well, now I type that into my magic computer phone, and you've got like hours and hours worth of research from all these people who are like, oh yeah, Stranger in Moscow, that exactly matches up with the credits music of Sonic 3. These are the exact beats that it uses. Here's where Brad Buxer, like the one of the guys who worked with the guy, like composed. Here's the exact time frame that they made the songs. And it's like, geez.
I don't think we have quite that information, do we?
We do, actually.
We do?
Yeah, because there's an interview with him recently where he was talking about like what recording sessions he did when. Because like they can't use the original soundtrack for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic 3 specifically, because it's because it's owned by somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I'm done with this game. I'm done. I tried. They made it too hard. They made it too hard. I'm at diminishing gains now.
The game has defeated Kenny.
Yeah, okay, so that's oh no for the PlayStation. I'm gonna go ahead and actually open up my stream and read some messages now. New pinned chat. Okay, give me a second here. So there should be a way for me to look up donation messages, which I should probably be looking up.
I got most of them. There are a few that slipped by me. For instance, ADub64 says, "Hey Kenny, I sent a message to you about Ultraman."
Okay, well, I'll have to manually look that up. Let's see, history. Okay, all right, so here we go. Now I can actually go through my messages. Fancy64 donated $5. Says, "You like Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hounds? Did you see the Ultraman Hanna-Barbera cartoon?" I didn't, but Hanna-Barbera is so popular in Japan even to this day. Were you aware of that, Magical?
Yeah, I was. I don't know why, but it is.
Well, it aired on TV. That's why they like Tom and Jerry too. But yeah, I'm aware of how popular Hanna-Barbera is in Japan. I asked actually one of the people who worked on Tiny Toon Adventures why Tiny Toon Adventures is so popular in Japan, because you look at the video games and there's like 20 Tiny Toon Adventure games, right?
Huh, yeah.
To the point where they canceled one of them by Treasure on the PS2. It was like a basketball game.
Treasure was making one.
Yeah, and I asked him, I'm like, why was that show still popular for like 20 years after it came out in Japan? And their response was good taste, I guess. So that's a little. I don't remember the guy. I don't remember the guy's name. But yeah, there's certain cartoons from America that have just always been really prevalent in Japan. Boots Baby donated $3. Says, "Hey Kenny, good to see you streaming again. Have you seen the new classic Japanese games have been getting translated recently? It feels like a renaissance thanks to all these translations. Found a game where you play Alibaba fighting a horse." Well, there's a game for every single person out there, I guess. I haven't heard about that one, but yeah.
There is one I wanted to show you. I forget its name, but it's like it's actually like an anime golf game. I'll have to show you later because
is it the Sega Genesis game?
Maybe
that you're thinking of, because I've been meaning to play that. It was Battle Golfer Yui.
Yes, that's it.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? I need to stream that one of these days.
Let's do it some other time.
Well, I gotta review Pro Golfer Reiko before that I do that, or like Pro Golfer Saru. It's got to be golf related. You can't just start playing a golf game.
That's true. You can't just play
Oh No out of nowhere. Damos Z donated $1. Says, "Sending this again since the super chat feature was on the fritz. Grendizer now has an official English subtitle via a licensed European Spanish Blu-ray that's region free, so that's cool. I kind of hope Discotech tries to fund more dubs of older anime that aren't Lupin the Third." Yeah, like that's their bread and butter over at Discotech.
Good old
Not a lot of people doing that these days. But yeah, I'd like to see more mecha anime out of them. Is there a way to look up my super chats? I hope there is. There better be.
No idea.
Wait,
I don't use YouTube for streaming.
You don't use YouTube for like talking to people or what?
No,
I stream health, stream settings. There's got to be a way to look it up. I don't know. Here, how about this? Anyone still in the chat, I will answer your questions. It doesn't matter who you are. I'll do it that way. How about that? Let's see. Bitter Almond says, "Those are the discs that I still buy." Burning Elson says, "I really like to see a fan translation of 70s reboot anime Geppy X on the PS1. Never heard of that one. Magical, have you heard of Geppy X?
I have not. Let me Google it. Maybe I have. My memory's really bad.
Laboon344 says there is a whole lot of games in Japan that did not release worldwide and will stay that way, sadly. Well, you know, that's where the fan translators, they come from. You know, those are the unsung heroes of the video game world.
They really are. They deserve more attention, I think. They really don't get enough credit for how much work they do.
Reed says, will you ever do a video about Devilman 1972? Possibly, with like screenshots I might be able to do that, but like it doesn't get more mainstream than Devilman, and I have a feeling I might get a strike for that. What do you think, Magical? Would I get a strike for talking about Devilman with little tiny clips of it?
Who made Devilman?
I think that was Toei.
Oh, absolutely.
It must have been, right? Kenny, do you watch Hikomori Media? Yes, I have seen a couple of their videos on what is that one video game where it's like a blatant ripoff of Twin Peaks on the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
I know this game and I love it.
Yeah, you know what game I'm talking about. That guy did like an hour-long retrospective on every single port of that game. And apparently it's completely broken in different ways on every game. No, it's not Mizurna Falls. Deadly Premonition. Every port of that game has just been broken from the 360 version up to the point where like the Switch version is like hilariously badly optimized and it's missing like all the lighting features and everything like that.
That's Suda51, isn't it?
I don't think it is. It's Swery. Isn't it? Isn't that the guy's name?
That's right.
It's not Suda. It's not a Suda51 game. Porkchop says, how are you doing, Kenny? Will this stream be staying up after as an unlisted VOD? Yeah, it'll be on the playlist. Don't worry about it. King Alex says, Alan Wake. I guess there's a lot of games. I mean, really, like, Majora's Mask is also kind of a ripoff of Twin Peaks in some ways, isn't it?
Maybe
all these little people with their everyday lives and stuff. Brandon Harris says, ever see Sabu and Ichi's Detective Tales? Yeah, from the 1960s. That's a noir samurai anime in black and white.
Noir?
Yeah, it's noir.
Do
you not know what noir is as a genre?
I thought you meant like no and then space R. Like what kind of weird genre is that? Okay.
No, am I not saying noir correctly?
Well, it just was a harder R than I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, Oniplays does that all the time too. They mispronounce things on purpose constantly. It's a way that you boost engagement. You say things wrong, and then people are like, actually, that's how you say it this way, and then you get comments.
You want to know a secret?
That's
I
pro
do that
tip.
too. I mispronounce Japanese words all the time.
Okay, I would love to see some videos on Japanese co-productions like the Mighty Orbots sometime. Dazaki directed that, I believe. He did a lot of 1980s cartoons. Actually, it's spelt Oniplays, O-N-I. I think the French way of saying noir is like W-wa. All right. Okay, well, I am going to step out. Magical, thank you very much for helping me.
Thank you very much for having me.
Co-do this stream. We might do that Kusoge horror game if you're up for that sometime.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I don't know. Is that it's horror, right? So is that going to be okay to stream?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's got ghosts and stuff in it. Isn't that too spooky for the YouTube audience?
I mean, you give a content warning at least.
Content warning, yeah. Well, I already say that my streams aren't for, kids, so.
That's true, yes.
If YouTube's not cool with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end it now. I will be doing more streams in the future. Thank you guys for stopping.